Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. So it goes out, the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like them other dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within took a love fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got a very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. And now I realize I found me a beauty. Beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, a killing eye. I found me a beautiful girl.
Baddies me LP, oh yeah,
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a Coke bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk. She must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger. We look good together. Take your place in my heart. With your beauty I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beauty. Beautiful girl. She's my model. She's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tie. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. What beautiful girl? Yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look,
Beautiful.
I'm looking for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts. Call me Santa. Claus, I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and culture, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing
that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Man of Prestige. My name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Bro Studios. Welcome back. We have a big show today. Welcome. We're getting back to normal stuff. You know, the TB Joshua stuff is a little bit enough for me for now. You know, but we're coming back. Chinema, how you doing? Welcome. I see Tijinma, I see Natu, what's up? Welcome. I see More Fresh, awesome, great. We have the house full already. Do me a favor, hit the like button, okay? Shout out to all 10 of you watching me live. Hit the like button, all right? And let's bring everybody else into the room. Like I said, my name is Ola, and shout out to all my sponsors, More Fresh, Richie, Natu, Adeswa, Film Girl, Tima, Show Mama, Gorex Corner, D Love, Yes TV. You can join our sponsors by using the join button on the platform on any of the YouTube videos. Okay, and you can download our books for free at it still says Love and Prestige. I should fix that, but really it is manofprestige.com now. Okay, you can download all 5 of these books. This is our newest book, which is number 1 red flag. Please download this. Also, get a paid version of it. You can download for free, but get a paid version of it and leave me a review on Amazon and audible.com. The audio books are also available, but there are also 4 other books. You know, there's one called Get My Marriage Back. There's 2 other books on real estate and, you know, some other stuff going on. All right, hold on one second. All right, so welcome back. Yeah, this is Men of Prestige. Like I said, we talk about relationships here, and basically what we do is we extract life and relationship lessons from trendy topics from a self-power, social, seduction, attraction, and emotional intelligence standpoint. That's what we do here. And like I said, you can download the books for free, okay? And also you can sponsor a show, you know, for as low as 99 cents. You can sponsor a show. Our goal this month was $300. We're up to $273.68 right now, up from $241.61 last show. And I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Welcome. We have a big show today. We're going to talk about Moses Bliss. We're going to talk about Kunle Remi, of course. We're going to talk about who else are we going to talk about? Today's Monday. Today's Monday. So we're going to talk a little bit about money. You guys said you wanted to talk a little bit about money, you know, every now and then. So we're going to talk a little bit about money as well. And we're also going to talk about, I think we're going to talk about JEANNIE and JEEZY. You know, there's an update with that, you know. But yeah, I want to ease in this week, you know, take it a little bit easy, you know, on this week. But we're going to learn a ton of relationship lessons as usual. I'm going to learn from you. You're going to learn from me, hopefully, you know. But welcome, G-Love. How you doing? Welcome back. All right. I hope you had a great weekend. All right. So without any further ado, we're not going to waste any time. We just want to get into some of the stories. And yeah, I'll be back in about 20 seconds.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. Let me share my screen. I want to talk quickly about money. Today, I think the Dow Jones hit a record high. You guys don't know what the Dow Jones, the S&P 500 are. Please just Google it. But they are basically the index of some of the major, most popular, most viable, most marketable, these are basically the companies that control the market cap. All right. So most of the money, a lot of the money in the market are going into these companies. Okay. And they've grouped them into a group of companies. They call some Dow Jones 100, and then the other one S&P 500. Basically, some of the most, marketable companies, 500 of them in a group, and you can actually buy these companies together in what they call the ETF index funds. Okay, so I'm not going to get into the definitions here because I'm not really an expert, so I don't butcher them, but I do know how to look at the money, and I do participate quite a little bit. Let me share my screen with you, and then we can use that to warm up and see what happened in the markets today. Let me see here. Okay, you guys see that? Aha, there you go. Yep. All right, so let's use that to warm up really quickly, because again, money is everything. Okay, so when we're talking about record highs today, I don't know if the market actually ended up finishing all the way at the top. I'm not sure, but let me just take a quick look. But I know that the market broke record highs today, and then I'm going to read this article and then we'll take it from there. Dow rises more than 100 points to close above 38,000 for the first time ever. When they say ever, that means ever. Now, to me, this doesn't mean too much, okay? This is just newsworthy material. It doesn't mean too much when it comes to personal level. But somebody's going to use it to sell somebody some kind of package today, so you want to be careful with that if you are participating in the market. So it says above 38,000 for the first time ever. There's also inflation going on, so it doesn't mean much, except it allows the market movers to sell more. Okay. Stocks rose Monday as investors built on the previous session's historic move to record highs. The Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed 138 points. Okay. All right, so the Dow Jones is essentially, let me see here, I can find the proper definition for it. I can't see it, okay? But it went above 38,000 for the first time. You can see right there, okay? Let me see here. Okay, good. The Dow Jones average climbed 138 points, or 0.36%, to finish at 38,000. Now, the 0.36% is much more important than any of the big numbers. Okay, the only thing it tells me, if anything, maybe the only thing it's telling me is that, okay, there's at least today, maybe in the past few days, the market is bullish, which means people's greed are playing a big part in, and for whatever reason, maybe we can find that out in this article, right? Monday's gains pushed the blue chip average to a new record, so that's what they call it, the blue chip average, and above the 38,000 level for the first time. The S&P 500 added 0.22% to 4850, also reaching a fresh all-time high. The Nasdaq Composite advanced 0.32% to 15,000. Macy's, all right, this is what I found interesting about this particular article today. Macy's, okay, every time I was still at the mall, probably for the first time in like a year, because I don't go to the mall, but we went there to go and get pepper soup, believe it or not. Shout out to Adebola restaurant here in New Jersey. We went there to get pepper soup at the mall, our biggest mall here, which is Woodbridge Mall. Excuse me. All right, I'm a little clumsy, I'm just coming back. All right, so we went to the mall, and the mall was dry, and we saw Macy's all the way across the hall, and things just seemed very dry. So I've noticed that the retail industry has been struggling quite a while. Right across for Adebola Kitchen is the Lords and Taylor. Maybe some of you in America might know what Lord and Taylor is, and it's completely shut down. Okay, and it's been shut down since COVID, and there's a lot of departmental stores like that has been shut down. All right, and that's a big deal for all of us. All right, that's a big deal for all of us. And I know you've been shopping on Amazon and buy everything on Amazon, so you don't really care, but in the grand scheme of things, that's not what you want for the economy. But it's also inevitable because naturally the world moves and evolves, right? So it says Macy's rose more than 3% after rejecting a $5.8 billion proposal to take the retailer private. Okay, so Macy's is still out there, and they're still whatever, I don't want to call it struggling, because they rejected $5.8 billion. But what does $5.8 billion mean with respect to the actual market value of that company, right? So maybe they used to, I don't know what they used to be worth. Maybe they were worth $20 billion, and now somebody is like, this is Banjo, this is cheap, let me offer them $5.8 billion to walk away. So I don't know if that's 20% of what they used to be worth, and they're just rejecting that. But for some reason, I guess there's some signal in the marketplace, and people are hyped about it, and that particular company rose more than 3% today in market value. Okay, so it doesn't mean anything. Make sure you know what you're doing before you put any market in any places. Let's see. Solar Edge jumped roughly 4% on the back of the company announcing it would lay off 16% of its workforce. The company is going to lay off 16%, and then it jumped 4%. Even on the surface, right? That's crazy, right? They're laying off 16% of their workforce, right? So now, the people that are looking at the business closely might be like, okay, this company is going to be worth, at least they shave off some of that expenses, right? The cost of running the business, right? So maybe people that are already in position, they are buying more, right? We don't know, right? Anyway, there's a company here, I don't know how to, okay, Archer Daniels Midland plunged more than 24% after issuing weak earnings. All right, so all of this stuff, anyway, bottom line, what I'm trying to say here is this, okay? The market is crazy. If you have 401k, if you have anything like that, what I want to tell you is that make sure you're not playing to this news, okay? If you're an average person, you're not a trader, make sure you're not just playing to the news. Make sure you have a strategy, okay? Make sure you have a strategy. If you don't have a strategy at all, make sure you at least have what they call the dollar cost averaging. Is the slowest but the steady way to grow. You grow with the market over time. I'm going to share this graph with you to show you what that looks like in real life. Okay. Let me share this with you. Let's see. Share. Okay. Hold on one second. I'm going to share this with you. There's a little graph I usually show people. It's a 6-month graph of a real play in business and in market, right? And I always like to show it to people so that they can have a realistic expectation of what's possible in the market. A lot of people just come into the market and they want to get rich overnight. Obviously, the stock market is not the place to do that. There are people that trade and make a lot of money, but they also tend not to tell you how they're losing money. There are also people that trade bitcoins and things like that, and they make a lot of money in one day. They might tell you things like, oh, 300% in one day. Some people might even go crazy enough to say 10,000% ROI in one day, but then they forget to tell you the news when they lose money. You see, what you're looking at on your screen is what it looks like. This is your input into the market. Whatever you decide you want to put in on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, you set that. You don't change it for any 6-month period at any point in time, okay? And you simply input that into whatever you've decided to trust, whatever vehicle you've decided to trust. If you don't know the market at all, the ETFs are great. The ETFs, they call them the index funds of the major index funds, right? Like the Dow, they call them the diamonds, DIA. You can search them on Google, or the S&P 500, which is called the spiders. S&P 500, SPY, or the third one, the third major index. There are many indie index funds out there. The third one is called, I'm trying to think, not the NASDAQ one, the Qs, right? It's 4 Qs. If you search that on Google, right? And whatever you set, you put that in there every month, you set it. There are ways you can automatically set them up, okay? And then you just have that going in. And this is what it looks like when it comes to your input, okay? Now, when it comes to the output, in terms of how your portfolio is doing over time, this is the reality. Okay, this is the money. You see this? This is going to be the reality. Okay. All right. So in that 6-month period, you might see all kind of turbulent moves and stuff like that. And this is where most people will try to, try to remove their money from the market. They panic and things like that, right? Or so some people will come in at, they might come in at where, like the news today, 138,000, right? No, sorry, 38,000 points, right? Like, oh my God, the market is good. Like, let's put some money in right now. And what happens is that they put all their money in when the market is overbought, right? Is it overbought, oversold, overbought? Basically, like too many people are buying. There's a hype in the market, there's greed in the market, everybody's bullish. At that point, it's usually too late for you to put a whole lot of money. But if you're playing the long game, right, it's never too late, it's never too early. You start today and you drop some there. On the day that is cheap, you're buying cheap. On the day that is expensive, you probably already made money because you had money sitting there in the first place, right? And that's what you want to do if you're an average person. If you're doing anything, if you're going to do anything aggressive, make sure you know what you're doing, because the market will eat up your money. Okay, that's the reality. The market will eat your everything up. Okay, if you are playing to the emotions of the market, yes, the market does have emotions. It's just people like you and I, right? The market will eat up your money. Okay, and it will be your fault. Just so you know. All right, so as you can see here, I'm trying to see if I can push this to all. Okay, there you go, all. This is what the market looks over time. So if you're buying the index funds or you're buying into 401ks and stuff like that, this is what your money will look like over time. So if you zone in, it's like an accordion, right? If you zone in on any particular place, you might see a place where you've lost a lot of money, but eventually it goes back up. If you see that the money goes down, your portfolio goes down, you put more money in. If you are an average person, then you will hear a lot of people say things like scare money don't make money. Be careful with statements like that. Those people that talk like that, they often end up, I know a few of them personally. During the Bitcoin bullish move in 2017-18, I warned them. Listen, it's very similar to relationships. Same things, same principles, okay? I warned them. They didn't listen. They lost all their money. And I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay? So, because again, the market is not anybody's mate. Just like I tell you, emotions no be your mate, right? When the market is moving, if you are following just its moves and you have no strategy, you're basically operating off of your emotions, and you're probably gonna eat yourself up eventually. MOP, loving the financial business investment segment. You do, okay? I will keep, anything I find interesting, I will share it. Some of you might even know more than I do, okay? Please feel free to share anytime. Okay, diversifying your portfolio with bonds and treasury is also a good way to keep your sanity. That's awesome. Yep. Yes, awesome. Yeah, so please also talk to, good. There's a lot of people calling themselves financial advisors today. I would say make sure you learn as much as you can by yourself, but also talk to advisors. There's nothing wrong with that. But when they're talking, you want to be able to make sense off of what they're saying, right? Not just telling you move your money here, just do this. No, you don't want to do that. There's no excuse to do that, because there's more than enough educational material that has broken these things down to small, easy 5th grade level language that you can understand. And you don't have to be able to speak the lingo. You just have to know that money is energy and money flows towards value, okay? And you don't want to lead with your emotions. You want to have a strategy, okay? All right, awesome. I wanted to do Money Mondays and just warm up with that. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications, and I'll be back in about 20 seconds. We do have some stuff to cover.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk about JEANNIE and JEEZY. JEANNIE and JEEZY. Who's JEANNIE? She's a radio talk host, show some like that, And this segment is about prenup. I hear a lot of people talk about prenup these days. Okay, there used to be a young man who used to come here earlier on. I don't know if he still stops by and just listen silently. And then the way he greets us in the chat, he would just be like, prenup. And I was like, yeah, prenup, yeah. Good luck with that. Prenup is solid. Prenup is good, you know, especially if it's properly drawn up by professionals for you. I think prenup is good, you know. But I also think you should be careful, not thinking that prenup is going to save you from the calamities of marriage. Marriage is not your mate. Well, emotions no be your mate, you know. Prenup can only go so far. That's all I'm saying. Prenup can protect you financially, but that's the easiest part. That's the easiest hurt you're going to feel when it comes to the end of a marriage. Okay, so let's talk about JEANNIE. I'm going to read. I think there's an article that I had here somewhere. Let me find it. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I found it. There you go. So there's an article here. Apparently, you know, remember when they filed for divorce some months ago, when JEEZY, the rapper, American rapper JEEZY, talk show host JEANNIE, when JEEZY filed for divorce a few months ago, he, inside of some of the documents, he says something to the effect that they had a prenup. And he wants the prenup to go according to what was agreed upon, right? You know, I mean, that's like, ladies, that's fair, right? Like, if you draw up a prenup and you agree to what is inside of it, it just makes sense. Like, just let it be. Like, let the poor breathe. Like, let's go according to what is inside of the prenup, you know. Let me see. Natty said, like, Blessing CEO, certified therapists from where? Be careful. Make sure what they're saying to you makes sense. All right, so we're talking about JEANNIE, right? Let me see here. All right, good. All right, so now there's this article that's almost suggesting that she wants the prenup to be delete that shit. Right? You're right. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. But let me read this article. It says JEANNIE asked, this is an article on page6.com. JEANNIE asked judge to enforce prenup. Oh, no, sorry. I take that back. JEANNIE asked judge not to enforce prenup, claims she didn't have enough time before signing it. JEANNIE is asking the judge presiding over her divorce from JEEZY to deny the rapper's motion to enforce the prenuptial agreement. The talk show host, 45 years old, claims in court documents obtained by page 6 that she did not have enough time to thoroughly review the prenup before signing it. What? She did not have enough time?
Oh, beauty.
What do you mean? You didn't have enough time. You're a grown woman. You didn't have enough time to read your prenup? What do you mean? Alright, let me continue. Anyway, she's asking that she did not have enough time to thoroughly review the prenup before signing it. There's no other contract where they can even entertain that kind of excuse ever outside of marriage. I think most contracts out there, if it's truly business, you know, people say marriage is business, you know. If it's truly business, like you signed a contract and you didn't have enough time to read it, well, that's not our fault. You signed a contract. Were you under duress? Were you under, like, what happened exactly? Anyway, Mai further alleges in Thursday filings that she and the put-on rapper, 46 years old, JEEZY, did not start negotiating the agreement until just 5 days before their March 2021 wedding. 5 days. That's a very easy way to get your prenup thrown out. A lot of people are not aware about that. Yeah. She argues that the compressed time frame raises significant concerns about the adequacy and thoroughness of the due diligence process and each party's full and fair disclosure of their financial positions. Now, if she had some kind of money to share, if she had enough money to share, she will be on the opposite side of this argument. She will like enforce that shit, enforce that right now, right? But clearly, she's not as wealthy as he is, right? I don't know if they have wealth at all, but she's not as rich. Let's call it rich. She's not as rich as she is, because if he was richer, or even anything close, she'd be looking to protect her assets. But clearly, something is wrong. The real alum, okay, she was on The Real Show, says she now has significant reservations about JEEZY's financial disclosures because he allegedly only handed over one personal financial statement with approximate values and tax returns. Before, Uncle. My claim she was not given enough time. Okay, notably absent were the comprehensive supporting financial documents that would provide a transparent and detailed view of Mr. Jenkins' assets, liabilities, and overall financial standing. The documents read, referring to JEEZY by his real name, J. Wayne Jenkins. Due to the quick nature of the negotiation process and Jeannie Mai's legitimate concerns over her estranged husband's financial disclosure, she is asking the judge to either deny JEEZY's motion to enforce the agreement or at least hold off until her team can look into things more. The sole survivor rapper filed for divorce from the TV personality in September 2023, and this isn't the first time their prenup has come into question since then. In December, Mai insinuated that JEEZY had cheated on her. In a filing obtained by TMZ at the time, her lawyer asked the court to enforce a paragraph in the prenup regarding infidelity. What? Her lawyer asked the court to enforce a paragraph in the prenup regarding infidelity. So kind of clauses and conditions that's tampering with this document already. Jesus. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a throwdown. The section in question states that if either party engages in sexual relations, an emotional relationship, or is emotionally or sexually suggestive in communication with a third party, then it shall result in a significant financial penalty upon the adulterous party. Aside from bringing up the portion of the prenup, Mai did not disclose any details about the alleged infidelity, in the hope this matter can be resolved without having to disclose such conduct publicly. However, JEEZY's rep denied the accusations, telling Us Weekly that any claim of infidelity on Mr. Jenkins' behalf are 100% false. JEEZY, who previously admitted that no amount of work could have saved their marriage, and Mai welcomed their now 2-year-old daughter, Monaco, at the beginning of 2022. Despite initially agreeing to informal custodial arrangements through the end of 2023, the Grammy nominee later accused his estranged wife of gatekeeping the toddler, which she denied. Last month, the former How Do I Look stylist insisted that she hopes to foster an open, supportive, and safe environment for both parents to actively participate in Monaco's life as long as safety is always at the forefront. She claimed she was absolutely not gatekeeping the little one, but rather waiting until certain safety precautions were put into place when the toddler is in JEEZY's care, such as locking away firearms and having properly trained caregivers. The former couple met in 2018 but kept their relationship under wraps until the following year. JEEZY popped the question with a massive diamond sparkler in 2020, and they wed a year later. So they had a COVID wedding. All right, so what is the lesson here? What is the lesson here? I heard you would allow at least a solid 6 months pre-wedding for a legally solid prenup. Yes, as much time as possible. As much time as possible. You know, prenups are okay. I don't argue against prenup. I think people should have prenup. If you have, especially if you have assets that you want to protect, sure, you should have prenup. Just think of it as insurance. You know, you're not gonna be like, well, I don't plan that life is not gonna happen, so I'm not gonna buy insurance. Like the government is like, at least you need to have some kind of liability insurance on your car, on your rental property, on your home. You know, you live in a society, so you need to have some kind of insurance on properties, right? On if you want, you can have health insurance or not. But even in, you know, with the social laws and things like that, you're not allowed to just float around without some kind of insurance, right? Because if something happens to you, we're all obligated to kind of take care of you, directly or indirectly, right? So I guess you can look at prenup in that same way, as, you know, when it comes to the finances, assets, value, dollar sign, dollar sign, you know, you can put a prenup in place if you have significant assets to protect. But it protects you financially. I keep warning people about this, especially men. I keep warning them about this. Like, the prenup will protect you financially. That's the least type of pain you're going to experience when you do end up in divorce. Okay? That doesn't mean you shouldn't protect it, but you should protect it, but you should also manage that expectations, right? That prenup is just going to protect you. No, it won't. It's not going to protect your heart, because you're not going into marriage with the intentions to finish the curriculum before the end of life. That's right. That's not the reason why most people don't get married with a term, some kind of term on the contract. It's not a contract, right? It's more so something that people go into to do for a lifetime. But we also know that at about half of the marriages that are happening, at least today, are ending up in divorce, right? So now some people are now looking at prenup as like, what? Just get prenup. Like, no. Get a prenup if you need to get a prenup. But you need to understand that the prenup is only going to protect you financially. It's not going to protect your heart. It won't. And it's not, you know, you're playing defense just on one aspect of life too. Not like defense is 50% of the game, right? Defense, protect yourself. Offense, protect yourselves, right? Both of you, protect the relationship. Offense, right? Offense, protect the relationship. Defense, protect yourself, right? So you're protecting, you're playing defense in this game, but you're only playing defense in one aspect of life, financial, right? But the emotional aspect of things, you're like, you think you're protected, you're not protected. You're going to lose much more than money when you do feel hurt by divorce. That's inevitably going to happen if all you've been doing is protecting yourself financially. If you counted so much on protecting yourself financially with prenup, and you thought that should protect everything, and you forgot the part of character, you forgot the part of social intelligence, self-intelligence, power intelligence, emotional intelligence, you forget all about this stuff, right? If you leave all those things out and you're just protecting yourself financially, divorce is going to happen, precisely. And when it happens, sure, there's a small chance that the prenup will stand in court. All right? But if that prenup was presented 5 days before, like this kind of situation, there's a good chance it will be thrown out. It will be challenged depending on how powerful these lawyers are, how much money is at stake, right? How much money can they help her get, right? There's all kind of factors that goes into, there's all kind of vested interest in destroying that prenup. It's not just how much money she's gonna make, it's how much money her lawyers are gonna make. That's all depending on how much money they can help her get, right? So they're going to drag it out, right? So as you're protecting yourself financially, make sure you're protecting yourself, right? by protecting the relationship at an emotional level. You need to be doing that as well. You need to learn how marriages work before you go into marriage. You need to learn all the different intricacies, everything that goes in and out of marriage. You need to, as much as you can, without using that to hold yourself back. You need to do that. There's a word I'm looking for that keeps crossing my mind. You need to remain a lifetime student of what it takes to keep it together, to keep a home together for a lifetime. You need to become a lifetime student. It's not something you finish, okay? And I'm sorry, prenup is not going to protect you. It can protect you financially, that's about it. It will protect your assets, but that's not even a guarantee, as you can see. It depends on what kind of clauses you have in there. If somebody's asking you for prenup, ladies especially, this is for you. If somebody's asking for prenup, don't push back. Okay, just make sure you have your own representation. That's all. It's okay, right? I mean, we're all enlightened in so many different ways. Prenup is just part of the way forward. Okay, so as you're enlightened and somebody's asking like, hey, what do you think about prenup? Say, absolutely, I'll talk to my lawyer and they will do some negotiations and make sure we're all protected. It's to protect everyone involved, to protect their assets, okay? And also to protect it from a very fair standpoint, right? On paper, right? And then keep in mind that the closer it is to the wedding, the more invalid your prenup is. All right? So they're going to drag this out. It's not, as you can see, the court of law is also not ones and zeros. It's not black and white. May the best fighter win. That's what it comes down to. Unfortunately, they're now fighting each other, as opposed to them together fighting the world, which is offense, right? They're now fighting each other, dragging it out in court, and that is what's going to be for a while. And somebody said, but you should not think about the children. You could do all right. Think about the children, quoi. Everybody will claim they're thinking about the children. They want to protect the children. They don't trust the other person, right? Because that's actually the reality. They don't trust each other. They don't trust each other. That's the reality. So you're gonna see, when you see this in the future, you know what it is. Somebody said they signed prenup. Just get a prenup. Just get a prenup. Like, no, the prenup does not protect you. You should be getting prenup anyway. It protects you. It protects your assets. That's all it does. Okay. You draw up a paper that's fair, just in case what happens between us, we decide to go our separate ways. This is how we will share the assets that we built together, the one you brought to the table, the one I brought to the table. That's all prenup is. Prenup does not protect you when you think about the grand scheme of things when it comes to a marriage. People's emotions are involved, their life is involved. They wanted to do this for a lifetime, and somebody has been, a rug has been pulled from under somebody, right? So they're not gonna want to fight fair. So if there's any kind of loophole in or any kind of clause or anything like that they can use to break that prenup apart, that's precisely what they're going to do. But that's not cool. They should not do that. They should just be fair. Good luck with that expectations. Okay, good luck. Okay, we're talking about human beings. We're not talking about Jesus Christ. Right? So if they're fighting, it is what it is. But Allah, don't mislead these people. You should just tell them to do the right thing. Okay, do the right thing. Are you happy now? Okay. Anyway, that's the real word. But that's the update from JEANNIE and Yeezy's story. With that being said, I think we should get into the next story here. So what are your opinions about this? I want to know what your opinions are. What do you think is wrong? Do you think JEANNIE is wrong? Should you just go by just go by what's in the prenup and let bygones be bygones? Just move on, right? Do you think she should move on, or do you think she should fight it out because she owns everything inside of that situation? Or do you think Yeezy should not let go? He should fight all the way through, right? Just keep in mind that fighting costs money too. They are fighting for and fighting costs money. Why? How? Because lawyers must get paid. The courts must get paid too, right? Chidens, I love how you keep emphasizing what prenup protects and what it does not protect. Very important to consider. Thank you, Chidima. I just don't think anybody is saying that. Well, what you'll find is most people advising people to go do prenup, and then on the side of mostly women is silent. Like, don't say anything about it. No, it's not a big deal. The goal is to never have to use the insurance, remember? The goal is to never have to call for a claim, insurance claim. That doesn't mean you're not going to pay every month. The premium, you're going to pay, right? But it's okay. You protect everybody else. You get protected in case something happens too, right? Prenup, it's paperwork for whoever has the biggest asset to feel safe. I guess. I don't know how much safe they're going to feel. If they already have all kind of issues with the opposite gender, if they're a gender warrior, they will never feel safe. Let me let you know right now. If that person is a gender warrior, they will never feel safe. If a person is actively showing you signs that they are a gender warrior, you better believe what you see. They will never feel safe. Okay? Somebody's going to get triggered. It's going to end up where it's going to end up. And people will collect breakfast, and then there will be trauma that they now have to transfer into the next relationship if it exists. Or they will come out and tell everybody don't do relationships, and they're lying. They're still going to want bekus and they prick. They're lying to themselves. Okay? So it is what it is. Mo says, let her fight it out. Shebi them Kevin Samuel Camp said she's the perfect wife. They said that, right? Yeah, I wasn't following at the time. Apparently they thought she was the perfect wife because she left the black woman for weirdos. She should show them pepper so they can learn. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it right there. That's my question for you. Should she fight it out, or she should just be fair? Let me know what you think if you're watching this as a replay later on. I'll be back in about 20 seconds.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Kunle Remi and Moses Bliss. Moses Bliss. Who is Kunle Remi? Kunle Remi is one of our finest actor. When I say that, I'm just being nice. I don't really watch Hollywood like that, But I watch it in passing with my wife every now and then, But Oyekunle Opeyemi Oluremi, that's what Wikipedia says. Better known as Kunle Remi, is a Nigerian actor, producer, filmmaker, content creator, host, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and model. He has appeared in Falling, Family Forever, Tinzu, and Anikulapo. I did watch that one. Okay. I did watch that Anikulapo stuff. Yes. He won the 7th edition of Gouda Ultimate Search in 2010. Oh, wow. It's been at it for a minute. So he can claim to have been in the industry for 14 years? Wow. All right. So I've never really paid attention to him. Of course, he was viral over the weekend because he found a baddie. He found himself a baddie. Hey. Lovely. He didn't say he found a baddie, but the whole word was, But let me see. How old is Kunle Remi? Kunle is 35 years old. Oh, wow. Okay. That's the ideal age for men's marriage these days, I do think men waiting to 35 is deliberately, not out of circumstances. If it's deliberate, I think it's dangerous. I think it's dangerous if it's deliberate. But that's conversation for another day. Moses Bliss Uyo Enang. That sounds like Akwa Ibom people, right? Am I correct? It's known as Moses Bliss. Is a Nigerian gospel singer, worship leader, and songwriter. Is also the founder of Spotlight Nation. JEEZY? I didn't know that. I think I've seen that name somewhere. Nigerian record label. Wow. Wow. I have seen the name founders. Spotlight Nation. I didn't know he owned it. All right. So he's 28 years old. Okay. I do think 28 years old is ideal. Okay. That does not mean that that person is ready for marriage. It doesn't mean that they are not ready for marriage. I'm just saying, it's when you cut across board and you start looking at averages, it's ideal. A man is at that stage, they don't know shit, by the way, but it's time to start learning real life at that point, right? And one of the things that's going to drag growth out of them is marriage. Listen to what I just said carefully, okay? One of the things that's going to drag growth out of a man, okay, is marriage. Okay, there's certain types of growth that I don't advise people should have or should engage outside of marriage. Okay, if they plan to still get married. Okay, there's certain types of self-discovery that I don't think men or women should be looking for outside of marriage. If they still plan to get married. That conversation is so deep. I'm not gonna get into that today. Oh my god, you guys should not let me get into that. My take on it is extremely controversial. It's not like it's supposed to be controversial. It's just that Indomie generation are controversial. They just want to break all the rules any chance they get. They want to break the rules any chance they get. They want to create this ideal, but then pretend like nature is not real. Nature is going to be here. It is what it is. Okay. Now, if there are circumstances that have put people in position where there's delay is not denial, obviously, and there's also a moving variable here. The world is changing. There's a lot of things changing. So it's possible that I might be slightly off. The only thing is that as long as nature is what it is, right, then we have to pay attention. So life happens in seasons. That's part of nature. And if you're not arguing with nature, then don't argue with me on that, But across the board, there's some growth that are best to happen when you're with a person you're going to spend life together. It makes you guys value each other that much more. And if you are grown and the other person is pretending to be grown, and you come and do this intentional thing, and it's not adding up, at the end of the day, a few months later, you're finding out real life that, wait, we were so intentional, but I'm seeing another, like, this is another person. This is not what I thought it was, right? So when I see a Moses Bliss, I see a baby, because I was the baby, right? I had my first at 28 when I was 28 years old. I got married at 27. I was the baby. I didn't know shit, okay? But I think if I had gotten older before I tried to get married, I would learn some things. I would have been learning some things as we go along, but my tolerance level will probably go the opposite direction. Okay, and my ability to compromise being the extremely valuable thing in marriage will be tampered with too, right? Because I was to make no sense to me, because my expectations will be off. I'm expecting that a grown person should be a grown person. Or I might just go back and marry a 22-year-old at the age of 37 and expect them to be as mature as I am. Expectations will be off. There's all types of craziness that goes into that. Moses Bliss is in Bliss. He is. He's a good actor. Kunle Remi. Yeah, listen, what I remember about Anikulapo is that everybody in that movie were on point. So, yes, that he did with my girl. I missed that. The nature and demands of marriage stretches you in certain specific ways. Yes, Chidima. And it does. And if you're becoming mature as a human being, You know, because of Indomie generation, I have to watch my words, you know. But I'm also okay with waiting. If there's pushback, we address it, you know. But I always love the smoke. The smoke is perfect, right? Because that's how we rub minds together. Because sometimes when we're stuck in our way, like for example, for me at the age of 44, I'm stuck in my ways in certain things. That's just nature, right? But it's a big deal that I'm aware of that. Most people are not aware of that. Most people are just like, no, it's my way or the highway, right? And that's not how life works. Everything moves. People get smarter, not necessarily wiser, right? And when people get smarter, that's a big deal. That affects everything too, right? People are more knowledgeable. They know more, right? So we know more. I prefer that you know less. Sometimes, a lot of times in life, less is more. When you're dealing with another human being in the picture, less is more in so many ways. No, ask all the questions. Like, no. Just get to know the person. Make sure you're aligned spiritually, emotionally. Make sure that you're friends emotionally, right? You can't, like, if you know everything now, there's nothing else to know. What's the point? Why would you want to do marriage with that person? Well, because it's intentional. You're not going to know everything anyway. Okay, you're lying to yourself. The closest thing to knowing everything is to make sure that that's your friend and you're open to discovering more about each other over a period of lifetime. You will offend each other sometimes. You will also, the more you offend yourself and you get through it, the stronger your bond becomes. And that doesn't make scientific sense, because scientifically we should just know everything so we know what we're messing with, right? It's impossible. You're going to hurt yourself in the process. Okay, you don't have the horsepower to carry that kind of weight. You can't. Okay, but a lot of people, like, that's why some people are saying, let me wait until I'm 35 so I can know everything there is to know. At 35, you're starting at ground zero like the rest of us. Congratulations to you. You played yourself. Okay, this is only true if you're doing it deliberately. I personally don't believe an average person do that deliberately. I don't think people just wait if they plan to get married. I don't think people just wait. If people don't plan to get married, that's a different conversation that I don't get involved with. It's pointless, right? Because they're doing them and they enjoy life, hopefully, you know. So, but if people plan to get married and they're deliberately waiting, I don't think that exists. You know, I don't think that exists. Now, they might have turned down a few people that they're not interested in. They're just not interested in that person. Or those persons, right? That's a different conversation entirely, you know. But anyway, these people, they went viral over the weekend. They went viral. That's why we're talking about them, because Kunle Remi actually married his baddie. Her name is Tiwi. I don't know what kind of name is that. Apparently, she's from the overseas somewhere. She's in the abroad somewhere. But I think Moses' girl is also in the abroad somewhere. So a lot of people, the first thing I saw is that a lot of people started saying, conservative. That men don't want baddie. They don't want Instagram baddies anymore. Let me see if I can pull up some of those videos. Men don't want Instagram baddies anymore. It must mean something. In fact, this was the first person I saw. It's a Yoruba name. I haven't heard Tiwi before. No, it's not Yoruba name. Tiwi. What does Tiwi mean in Yoruba? No, that's not Yoruba name either. I heard some people saying she's also a nephew or a niece to Femi Otedola, something like that. Bolua Tiwi? Huh? Isn't she Otedola's niece? She can be Otedola's niece, but in any way, there's all kind of Otedola's niece. I don't know. It can be by marriage or something. But Tiwi, no. That sounds more like Ghanaian. Bolua Tiwi, no. What are you talking about? What does that mean? You know, every Yoruba name is a sentence, right? That actually means something, right? Yeah. So let me see. 24, 6 p.m. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, not Bolua Tiwi. I like both of the brides. They are so beautiful to me. They are beautiful. You know, they are beautiful. I do think they seem quite I guess unconventional to what people's expectations are in terms of what this young fine men would marry. You know, people had their own expectation. It must be some kind of baddie. They want a gospel baddie for Minister Moses Bliss, a gospel baddie. Is there such a thing as gospel baddie? I don't know. In the church these days, there's all kind of stuff we see in church too. So, but I'm wondering what a baddie is. What is a gospel baddie? Anyway, but people were actually saying the opposite. They were saying they were not baddies, right? That's what people were saying. It is Yoruba. Go look it up for real. Boluatiwi. Are you serious? Boluatiwi. Oh, okay. D-Love, you could have helped me with this one now. Oh, D-Love is right there saying it. Okay. Boluatiwi. I'm like Tiwi. Boluatiwi. Oh, see. I could have sworn up and down that I know I've exactly I said ha at the same time. Okay. As just like the Lord has spoken. That's what it Tiwi. Boluatiwi. Okay. That's a beautiful name, Tiwi. Oh wow. That's a new one. Okay, all right. Bolua is Yoruba now. Yeah, but I thought you guys were trying to make it up by putting Bolua with the Tiwi part. I didn't know her name. I just knew Tiwi. You know, I didn't know that she was Bolua Tiwi. Okay, it's very similar to Bolua Tife. All right. So as the Lord has spoken, something like that. As the Lord spoke, or something like that. But it makes sense. It's a beautiful name. Oh, don't mind me. Sometimes I'm just out there. Anyway, let's talk about Kunle Remi and Moses Bliss, right? So I'm gonna play this auntie for you. I'm not that white. Stop it. I'm not white at all. What do you mean? I even said I'm not that white. I'm not white at all. Anyway, I'll turn off this light right now. You see that I'm not white. If it's the light that's doing you. So, couple of videos I wanted to play. I'm gonna play this auntie first. This was the first auntie I saw about 2 days ago talking about this, you know. But let's see. Let's talk about it.
I feel it is very safe for us to have this conversation. Honestly, I feel it is very safe for us to have this conversation right now. And this video is actually for ladies. And this is not coming from a place of disrespect. I am not disrespecting anybody. This is my opinion and I might be wrong. Earlier today, Moses Bliss was trending because he proposed to his girlfriend. And Kunle Remi and Tibi were also trending because they had their traditional wedding. And looking at both women, there is this striking, similarities that they have. And the fact is that they are conservatives and reserved ladies. They are not Instagram baddies. So at this point, I think it is safe to say that men are actually not going for Instagram baddies when it is time to build their home. When it is time to carry them travailler, when it is time to carry them go where they know, they go for Instagram baddies. But when it is time to build home, lay the foundation of the real life, I think they go for the ladies that have so much value, and the conservative and reserved ones. I had to look up Moses Bliss' girlfriend. She's a Ghanaian and she's a lawyer. I saw one of her speech. Oh, mommy said I trip. Very eloquent, very beautiful, very IQ, so high. And same thing with Tiwi. You all saw the reaction when when it was announced, when Kunle Remi posted their proposal on internet. People were expecting some, like an Instagram baddie girl, but Kunle Remi went for something else. So I think at this point, it is safe to say that men are actually not going for Instagram baddies when it is time to build home anymore. So as ladies, most especially my amazing, beautiful ladies that are due for marriage, I think start adding value to yourself. You can be an Instagram baddie. I understand that we are all different and unique, but I think men are going for the value is more pronounced than being an Instagram baddie. So please do yourself that good. Add value. Honestly, I feel it is very safe for us to have this conversation right now. And this video is
I was muted. She's saying it's safe. She feels safe now. It's like she wasn't safe before to talk about it. Why wasn't it safe before to talk about this kind of stuff? We could talk. We could talk about this kind of stuff, you know. So I don't know why she thought it wasn't safe before, but I think it's okay to talk about this kind of stuff. But I'm wondering, I'm curious to see why she thought it wasn't safe to talk about this kind of stuff before. You know, could it be that women would drag her would do? Is that what it was? But anyway, I see Ice. Where have you been? How you there? She said talk is cheap. Who said because they are not Instagram baddies so their lives are perfect? Right? That's a good point. But she also used the word IQ somewhere. Let me just play it. Let me play it back again. She said like she has IQ. That's Moses Bliss' wife. IQ. Wait, isn't that something you have to actually do assessment for? But she watched the video of having the speech or something. I guess the diction and the phoneme was too heavy for her, so she considered high IQ.
Actually for ladies, and this is not coming from a place of disrespect. I am not disrespecting anybody. This is
all right. So basically she's saying disrespectfully, ladies. That's what she's saying.
My opinion, and
no, I didn't put words in your mouth. She's just letting us know what the obvious is. But let's continue.
I'd be wrong. Earlier today,
at least she said she could be wrong.
Moses Bliss was trending because he proposed to his girlfriend, and Kunle Remi and TB were also trending because they had.
So when she said TB, I didn't know that's Tiwi that she said. I didn't realize that, but that's the name of Kunle Remi's new girl, the wife, because they're married now, right?
At their traditional wedding, and looking at both women, there is this striking, similarities that they have, and the fact is that they are conservatives and reserved ladies.
All right, so when we start to look at this young ladies as conservative, I think she has a point. I mean, we're in a different era right now. If people don't beat up their face to a pause, they don't stop, right, with the makeup. That's the era where we're in, right? So maybe that's the point she's making there, But when I look close, I'm like, are they SU or something? They're not SU. What is she talking about? I guess they don't have the wigs and the extras, the lashes, right? That's what she's saying. So she's going somewhere. She already said she's not trying to be disrespectful, even though the mind will now focus on disrespect. Let's see if she's going to be disrespectful.
Conservatives and reserved ladies, they are not Instagram baddies. So at this point, I think it is safe to say
they are not Instagram baddies. No lashes, no wigs, no attachments, just natural. Well, whatever is on Moses Bliss's wife does not look all the way natural to me. It looks like something's attached. It could be. I don't know. I don't know the difference between these things. But I'm just saying. But it's conservative. I think we can all agree that it's conservative, right? So, and this person's name is Convicious. Wait, I see Tunde Ednot. By the way, shout out to Tunde Ednot. I'm watching this from her page. Okay, so the person talking, her name is Convicious. Convicious, look on. I guess you want to be conservative now, But that name is not exactly conservative on Instagram. That sounds like a Instagram baddie's name. But she's advising us. Let's continue.
Say that men are actually not going for Instagram baddies when it is time to build their home. When it is time to carry them travailler, when it is time to carry them go where they don't know, they go for Instagram baddies. But when it is time to build home, lay the foundation of the real life, I think they go for the ladies that have so much value, and the conservative and reserved ones.
All right, so first of all, values in the eyes of the beholder. That's first of all, first and foremost, values in the eyes of the beholder. So it just all depends on where we're going with this, And by the way, men are marrying Oloshos. Just ask Kanye West, okay? Just so you know. Just ask Kanye West. You might say that's the anomaly, but men marry what they marry, what they see value. She's absolutely correct about men will marry what they see value in. Now, what is value to every individual is different. Now, let's stop the cap. When you look across the board, you see that men tend to go with certain traits. Okay, that is very true. You know. Not to say Tiwi is not conservative. I beg. Did you see those videos from the weddings? Hopefully I'll get to some of those videos. But she was dancing with her husband now. Not to. You're just going to take away her conservative license card like just because she was dancing with her husband? She didn't know she was being filmed. Anyway, 2 men's choices. Men want reserved women. Get a life. Lobaton. 2 men's choices equals to men want reserved. 2 men. What Marriott is saying, 2 men among about 1 billion men. Okay, maybe not 1 billion. Let's call it 500 million men, right? And that equals to men want reserved. He said, get a life. Excuse me. She's not conservative. She was free and having a great time with Kunle. She just doesn't like heavy makeup. I really loved her vibe. Awesome. Let's see. Jemena is a baddie and very married. So was Cora Obidi. She's a baddie and she was married to a white man. But I bet how far are you there? We did here. Hail you, sir. Her graduation speech. Oh, okay. So her graduation, so she had a heavy phone in that speech, and that's how she determined that this woman has a high IQ. high IQ. Let me continue here. Ola, you caught the IQ ish. I was wondering how we know how people's IQ from a speech. See, I never measure people's IQ. Okay, even EQ, I know the measure. I can just read people, but in terms of the actual quotient, the number, that's the last thing I have interest in. And I do know that a lot of lame people are very obsessed with what IQ is and stuff. I think it's cute, but in real life, all of that stuff get tested, right? That's just book smart stuff, right? Tiwi that was doing X-rated dance moves on her husband. Exactly. Is that conservative? How? Please. She just has a symbol. Now, I don't think anybody has seen that video yet. That was a day before. I think that was just okay. So what happened was that Tiwi, let's call it Tiwi, right? Tiwi and Kunle Remi's photo shoot. They had some nice photo shoots. Let me see if I can find them. Photo shoot, right? Their pre-wedding photo shoot, and they were nice, But the reality is that the Indomie generation women were dry. They were dragging the nonsense out of her. I saw some of those clips, and they were just dragging them. I thought they were beautiful, but we see women making comments about her bumps, that she didn't have enough bumps, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this girl is as cute as they come. This is a picture right here. So they had this photo shoot, and it was quite interesting to see people hating on this picture. But from what I've seen, some of those comments, it looks like people were expecting but it's too conservative. And to me, she's not exactly conservative. I see, just from looking at these pictures from about 5, 6, 7 days ago, some days before their actual wedding, I'm like, she's just a normal good-looking chick. There's nothing. I guess she's not extra, She has lashes on here. So actual photo shoot, they look good, right? They look like they were having fun doing that photo shoot as well, Excuse me. And I think that's what they were responding to. A lot of people were maybe they didn't mean to drag her, but they were making comments about her looks. I guess ladies mostly, felt like she didn't look good enough. But from looking at that photo shoot, this pretty girl that I'm looking at in this photo right here on my thumbnail was the girl I saw in that. But maybe that's the kind of person I am anyway. I don't I look beyond the obvious, but obviously I'm not the market. Just like these two men cannot be the market, right? All right, great. But let's continue what this auntie was talking about. This auntie was telling us a lesson here. Let's continue it. Let's see.
I had to look up Moses Bliss' girlfriend. She's a Ghanaian and she's a lawyer. I saw one of her speech. Oh, mommy said if I trip. Very eloquent, very beautiful, very
eloquent. Nigerian women love eloquent speaking. The way he speaks, like the way she speaks, diction. I'm trying to do Jamie Foxx now. Oh Lord, when they talk about it, I'm like, on this asset matter, is it that deep? When people don't even care like us, but I guess the Queen's English.
I've read IQ, so high. And same thing with
IQ so high.
You all saw the reaction when
she said IQ so high. It must have been a brain fart. I don't think she meant to say that. I don't think she meant to say that. It's got to be a brain fart. It's safe to say phrase is in Nigerian English. It doesn't mean safe as in safe. Adebusola, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh my God. Is Moses Bliss married or just engaged to his girl? Just engaged. Just engaged. Give her a ring. And he slid in the DM. That's my guy. Slid in the DM. Right down in the DM. It goes down in the DM. Let me continue this, auntie. She said high Q.
When it was announced, when Kunle Remi posted their proposal on internet, people were expecting some, like an Instagram baddie girl, but Kunle Remi went for something else. So I think at this point, it is safe to say that men are actually not going for Instagram baddies when it is time to build home anymore.
Now, I don't think she said anymore. The keyword phrase being anymore. I don't think men have ever really just looked at a baddie. That's the girl I want to marry. I don't think that has ever happened. Right? Do they end up marrying Instagram baddies? Yes. Do people become Instagram baddies after they get married? Yes. Shout out to all the limbs in the back. Please come here. Come forward so you can hear this clearly. Hear it. Do people marry people that end up becoming Instagram baddies after marriage? Yes. Okay. Do people go on Instagram and say, I'm looking for Instagram baddie to marry? No, that's not how it works. It doesn't matter what it looks like on the front end, what it looks like on the surface. Okay. Sometimes let's think a little bit deeper than surface common sense bullshit talking points. Sometimes, right? It's easy to say, oh, he's married. He married an Instagram baddie. No, what? Did you know that from day one? Or do you know him enough to know that that's why he married that Instagram baddie? No, you don't. Do you know these girls enough to know that they're actually Instagram baddie? We can safely say that Moses Bliss girl is probably not Instagram baddie because he's a minister of the gospel, right? But Kunle Remi, there's nothing really stopping him from marrying an Instagram baddie that you didn't know before, right? Oh yeah, but we didn't know her. Well, you don't know all the baddies out there, right? So there's too many nuances in this declaration that she's making, and she was making it quite early before you saw her dancing on her men. She was making it quite early, like 2 days ago, like before the actual wedding photos and videos came out. Let me see. Pearl Boakwie Yadom. Stop being mad. Moses Bliss proposed to the lady. Was anybody being mad? He didn't tag anybody, or she did not tag anybody, so we should ignore stuff like that. I don't think anyone's being mad. I thought it's so nice and she's beautiful. Yeah, let's just ignore that. Maybe they meant something we don't understand yet. It just doesn't make sense why on earth they would drag her. They are mad as hell. They were dragging her. I guess they're expecting actresses Kunle works with. Yes, they were expecting something that looks like the actresses at least. Or it should be quiet about his marriage for about 20 years and then come out 20 years later and drag her like Emeka Ike did. sometimes people just don't want to know. They want to continue to fantasize that this is a single fine man that belongs to all of us. A lot of people still see Ramsey Noah as that. A lot of people still see, they don't want to know. Some people, like in recent times, at least in the last decade, RMD has taken more pictures with his wife, and some people still literally like, let's just pretend she doesn't exist. Right? Tiwi can continue riding her stallion. She made a video warning Nigerian ladies to back off her men. She did. I saw some of that. I think some people are just unreasonably jealous because Kunle married her. People are confusing me, man. She's simple, gorgeous, I beg. Mad people everywhere. I think people have a picture of what they expect with Kunle Remi. They just, I think that's what it is, And people say everything that comes through their mind on social media these days. Before, we used to think some things and just keep it in the mind. But Wole Soyinka today, he made a statement, was it today or yesterday, that there's a bunch of barbarians on the internet. Before you say anything now, they'll call you a mumu on the internet just for having an opinion. They call you, if you see my comment section on the OTB Joshua thing, you see a bunch of people calling each other names. So it is what it is. Those are things you used to think and not necessarily say out loud, but they type it out loud these days. Maybe thinking she's not good looking enough for him. Most male heartthrobs go through this with their female fans. Yes, I think that's a good point, Marriott, because we can't think too much of it. Social media is just what it is, right? Yes, so we love eloquent accent. Wala. She said it's everything, Biko. She's still eloquent. Oh God, you guys are funny. You can see that this young lady, as she was talking about it, she even missing out. Say the guy got high IQ because of eloquent accents. Like, come on now. Bro, Allah, have you seen? Geez, I love her chocolate skin. She's beautiful. They're both beautiful, But Allah, have you seen Bliss' wife dancing video? Yes, I've seen that. I will see if I can play it in a few. I enjoyed the ceremony online. Tiwi is somewhat a breath of fresh air in the sense of her simplicity style. Let's just not get that confused with her character because we don't know her at all. I think that's a big deal. What you just said is a big deal on the internet these days. People, human beings have always been that way. We prejudge. The moment you walk into a room like this, people already made up in their mind who they think you are. You can now prove them wrong or not, okay? But they've made up their mind just off of it. And that's they'll picture you, they'll size you up and down, and they reflect on what you remind them of, and that becomes your character mixed up together with about 2,000 other factors, and they make up what they think you are. People as human beings will prejudge, but social media, we are saying it out loud any chance we get. Cool mama, hello, how you doing? Welcome. RMD will forever remain single in our minds. See? I knew it. I love the simplicity and the way everything was classy. Hello, Mr. EE. Nothing exaggerated like your usual Nigerian wedding. Many felt disappointed, but the couple and their friend were so happy. Exactly. And that was a good point to make too. That's what I noticed about that wedding. There was no over the top anything. And I think weddings are going to go back to that and even much less, because the way people are wasting their life savings on weddings these days, I just don't see, it's not sustainable, What I don't understand is how online people can have expectations for someone they don't know. Human beings, now, mates. They don't know Kunle, so how can they judge what they expected from me? They have expectations. They have a relationship, an on-screen relationship with him, and they have their expectation, and it is what it is. It is what it is. See this picture right here. If this is what they saw first, right, I have a feeling it might be closer to their expectations, and then they might now see the other simpler picture later on, and then they'll be disappointed just much later. But people are people. That's why you don't respond to them. Remember how Nze the actor was dragged for marrying someone older than him? I don't remember that though. I don't know who Nze is actually. Meanwhile, age difference isn't by 10 years. They are so happy and recently had a baby, and the haters are all... Oh, the Igbo guy. The Igbo guy with the beard like this, right? Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. All right, so I want to complete this auntie's video.
So as ladies, most especially my amazing, beautiful ladies that are due for marriage, I think start adding value to yourself. You can be an Instagram baddie. I understand that we are all different and unique, but I think men are going for the value is more pronounced than being an Instagram baddie. So please do yourself that good.
She has a good point, right? But value is in the eyes of the beholder. I could hear her thinking of value as a set of 10 stuff on a list. And that's why she'll probably go wrong, right? But she's right in terms of you need to add value to yourself, right? But that is not a gender warrior thing. That's everybody. Everybody must add value to themselves over a course of a lifetime, right? So it just depends on what she means by that. And I think we need to start spelling out what we mean by certain rhetorics, certain easy to roll out of our tongue advices. We need to start spelling those things out, because some people will take that advice and completely do the opposite of what you meant them to do, right?
Add value. Honestly, I feel it is very safe for us to have this conversation, right?
All right, so that's that one right there. So she said that, and there was a lot of conversations around this, lots of conversations. And there's another young lady that gave an advice on TikTok. I'm going to get to that video as well, But this was, let me see here. All right. Yeah, let me play Moses Bliss Girl Dancing for You. Oh, there was a lot of dragging. There were a lot of people comment. There's a guy called Wale Jano with a comment here. There's also Toyosi, Etim Efyong's wife, had a comment that she was dragged for. Then also Solomon Bucci had a comment that he was dragged for. oh god. And then also this girl, Dokas Shola Fapson, DSF. That one collects too. Of course, Blessing CEO also said something, right? And even Sandra, Sandra Edochie, the ex-third wife, even that one has something to say. It's a lot, yeah, So let's get through it one by one. Because I'm telling you. All right, so let me just play this. I'll play. Play a little bit of that. I don't want them to come and be freezing our stuff. This was beautiful. I just finished watching this. This was absolutely beautiful. This whole proposal thing that he did was absolutely beautiful. Anyway, that's the high IQ girl. I don't know what's her name. Oh, Marie Weisborn. She's a Ghanaian, and I think she's a London girl. Okay. All right, so they had that situation. That's her right there. She is absolutely beautiful. All right, she has a lot of hair, so I can't tell. I don't know. That's the issue. Solomon Bucci strike. I want to criticize her add value comment, but many Nigerian women are so basic. They need to be told to get some value. Yes, and that was, you noticed that for me too, Marriott. I really wanted to critique about on the surface is correct. Let's let it slide, because everybody should be adding value, But I have an idea of what I think she's thinking that value is, and I think it's probably some kind of absolute generalized stuff that's probably not going to always work for everybody, which is why she's talking about men are not marrying Instagram baddies. Men are absolutely marrying all types of women in all types of shapes and forms. The men that are yelling out loud, talking very loudly that they don't want Instagram baddie, they are men that can't get Instagram baddie. Listen to me carefully what I just said. Okay? There are men that simply want Instagram baddie and they can't get one. We don't, if we don't want Instagram baddie, we probably don't care enough to be watching them. We don't care. But what if they're all over the place? What do you mean they're all over the place? How many of them? It's about 100 million women in your country. Which one are you talking about? Why are you looking at the page of the Instagram body girl? Okay, so it's given when people get obsessed with Instagram body and stuff. Like, why like if I see Tokemaku as purely entertainment, just purely entertainment. Like, I'm not going to use that to make a judgment across the board. That doesn't make any sense, you know. If you're not, then you're a boring wife. Every modern woman is a baddie. No matter what is an Instagram baddie. Our gunshi were confused. Even us were still confused. But yes, so that was a beautiful one I just saw right there. I just wanted to play small of that. I like Moses Bliss. I love his songs. I literally replicate his songs as a music director in church, all over the place. All right, so let me see here. There's one more. I think there might be one more thing I wanted to play here. All right, so here's one. This is Tiwi is. So they don't flag us. That's a beautiful music. I need to find out what that is. But she's crying. It's just another regular wedding. She's going to Ilioko and she's crying. Okay. Somebody says she looks Kenyan. Didn't know she's Yoruba. Congrats. No wonder she's related to Otedola. He's securing the bag. You see, this is some of the assumptions of people. Now, because the person put like 6 smiley face, I can't take them too seriously. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. But beautiful, beautiful wedding. Some of the pictures I saw over the weekend were beautiful. Let me see. Hey, Cynthia. Good to see. Cynthia, happy belated birthday. I hope you had a good birthday. Yeah, what is a baddie? Tell us. Maybe you can tell us. What's a party? Now let me say like Cynthia will say. What is a party? Cynthia, maybe you can tell us. Define party for us. She's like, what do you mean? What's a party? Anyway, let me see here. Let's go back to here. I'm gonna go back to this guy right here. All right, so we're still talking. She is beautiful. This girl is a fine girl. There's no question about it. Like, I don't know why anybody will ever question that. And I could tell from this picture already. Okay, I think people got stuck on a little booty, and little booties, they're winning. You know, if anything, that girl that just made a comment on our Instagram page about baddies, she should be talking about how little booties are winning and stop talking about what she thinks the standard that men want. Men want what they want. That's the bottom line. Men want what they want. It is true that men, if all you bring to the table is being a baddie, it's true that men want that as well, but maybe more so for short term. That just makes sense. There's nothing profound about that. And guess what? There's nothing new, generational, or modern about that. It's always been that way. It's always been that way. But maybe that's the cue that some people need to get. There's nothing new about that. And by the way, women have never dressed up for us. That's my opinion. Don't argue with your destiny. They dress up for themselves. They dress up to beat themselves. Okay, now we do get attracted to that. So maybe indirectly, kind of sort of for us. Okay, but not really. Stop the cap. Anyway, watch this video. This is where they start to get the shock. Like, wait, this girl is not exactly conservative. Why is she kissing in public like this? At this point, they start to like, okay, why is she all over this girl, like this guy like this in public? Like, maybe she's not right. Nell Oliver, Baby Girl is a very old song, possibly 15-20 years ago. Very beautiful song. Oh, okay, that's that song. Okay, good. Let me take that down before somebody come and tell me Nell Oliver, Baby Girl. I'm taking that down. Sorry, Nell Oliver, because I'm probably gonna put that on repeat somewhere later on. Baby Girl. While you're watching your conservative girl on the screen, I figure I should show you that. Cynthia said, I had an amazing time. I needed the whole day today to rest the body. That's awesome. MOP, I don't know what this body is. It's overly made up and BBL aesthetic of nowadays. Yeah, I do think a lot of women, not the women in our circle, okay? There might be one or two, maybe, you know, but not, at least not yet. They might think that BBL, but they're doing it to beat each other out, maybe in the market, maybe on OnlyFans. Like, are you going to OnlyFans to go and find a girl? What is wrong with you? Are you going to a strip club to find a woman? So a lot of men are very loud about what their preferences are, which has never been that way. We've never been loud about our preferences. It's absolutely normal for any human being to have preferences. It just makes sense, right? But men, we generally don't put out a list. We don't do that. We don't put out a list of what preferences are. We have it at the back of our mind. We have an idea of what we want. But in these modern times, don't quote me, okay? They're making up a list now, okay? Men are saying we have a preference list too, you know? So now they feel the need to match it against a body with a BBL body, and I'm like, that's not a conversation I can involve myself in, because generally speaking, around me in real life, I don't have people with BBLs. Maybe one or two. Maybe I don't even know. Okay, maybe I can't even tell. You know, but that's that right there. But I do think Moses Bliss, he has a body. Absolutely, he has a body of a woman. I guess it depends on your definition of what a body is as well. I guess it depends on what your definition of a body. What is a body, right? Body stands for BBL, aesthetic. What does the DDY stand for? I don't know. I don't care. We don't care. Anyway. So she looked like she had a lot of fun. That's one thing you can tell about this girl. When I see this right here, it's like no wonder why he's having a good time. For the conservative, this video came out after the auntie was talking about the conservative thing. Men don't want body, and this video came out, and I bet she looked like maybe I went too fast. Maybe I shouldn't have talked so fast about body, you know. So I don't know. The bottom line is that we don't know these people like that. We just don't know them. I think what they did this past weekend was absolutely beautiful. Chai, this PDA is giving me life. Happy birthday, Cynthia. I fear any form of surgery. I already have enough backside. Can't imagine adding anything more to it. I even struggle to purchase clothes that fit around that area. People should relax, nyash or none. Thanks for helping us picture. What does Misty look like? I'm trying to picture Misty. Stop. Thanks for telling us though, Misty. I appreciate you. This kissing couple are overdoing the PDA. What are they proving exactly? I don't think they kind of knew that people were filming at their wedding, but their wedding I think it looks like it was designed to be a pretty low-key thing, but somebody was clearly filming and putting it out to G's Lover. MOP, Kunle and wife are doing the leaf tables. What is the leaf tables? What is that? Where's my kidney here? I'm getting carried away. Pressure to what?
Everything I do, I will. Pressure to what?
Like this was the after party only for them and friends. The mamas and papas had retired home already, right? Exactly. That's what I thought. All we want now from our women is lift table. What's lift table? Oh, lift table is what? What's lift table? I'm confused. Oh, that's somebody that you can lift. Oh, that part. Yeah. And then you start running. Why are you running? What, Brother Ben? Why are you running? It says full chest. Full chest, Brother Ben. Full chest. Okay.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Full chest. Oh Lord. Since they were on their own world having an awesome time, I was loving it. I know these same people would be calling African Americans doing this as ghetto. They might. You know, so like I said earlier, we all prejudge and we we all do that. So try liftable and thank me later. Kilebeki, try liftable. Lightweight woman. And thank you later. Ben, you're on this one, okay? Because me, I like to have something to hold on to at least. Okay, Reju. Okay, Reju. I like to have something to hold on to, just in case I'm falling myself. You see me, I'm lanky. Someone's like, Ola, are you really lanky? Yeah, I need to have something at least to hold on to. But I really don't have preference when it comes to body type. I like it to be shape, to be proportional is what I should say. Proportional, not necessarily size. I like proportional, yes, I do have a liftable, absolutely. Now going with Brother Ben's definition. They posted it new and they know the reaction they wanted to get. You think so? African Glitz posted this, but I'm sure they posted it. Yep. Mrs. Ola. People talking about Hanyash, give her 2 years, I beg. You know what I'm saying? She does seem quite small. But this girl is not young. She knows what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing. But anyway, that was Mr. and Mrs. Remi. And let me see, there might be some other things I wanted to show you here. Let me see. While we're driving at, okay, Moses Bliss got his girl by sliding in the DMs, basically sliding in the DMs. But this is what he saw before he slid in the DM. This video right here. All right, maybe you guys can't see that. Can you see? I'm trying to see if I can see it better. Let me see if I can see it better so you guys can see better. Moses Bliss. All right. So Moses Bliss he liked the finer things in life, it seems like, right? You can't judge that man. You can't. He's a minister. How many people remember how it went viral some few months ago? Some woman like that was hugging up on his crutches, this area. And then some people were like, people are weird. Let me see. Moses Bliss. I'm trying to see if I can find that video. So he actually shared with everybody how, okay, this right here. All right, so she's dancing, and he says in the caption, it says, exactly 1 year ago today, January 20th, 2023, I was tagged in this video by Marie Wiseborn. Okay, so, and the rest is history. There are some things only God can orchestrate. For someone believing God for this kind of testimony, may God divinely work out your testimony in Jesus' name. She was dancing. Okay, that would do it. Okay, that would definitely do it. Dila said, I'm sorry, the girl is scaring me as she's dancing. At one point, it looked like she was going to break. Which one of the girls are you talking about? Which one of the girls are you talking about? Hold on. All right. Kunle was holding her together. Anyway, I'm happy for them. Oh yeah, when she was like ducking back, like she was about to break. I hear you, D-Love. After 3 years, my yash is still small and puru puru. Lubaton. Wala. After 3 kids. Oh, wala. Bro Ben, I don't even have babies, but I was wearing size 4 when I go married. Now I'm a size 6, but bottom I'm a size 8. Even the 8 self is too tight. I have met Natu. I will not say anything more than that. That's it. I'm just going to read that comment, and that's about it. What did he see exactly? All these Christian men. No comment. He will use this one to do image, but he will be keeping body as a side chick. No, I really do think that Moses Bliss is still a good boy. I don't know what he's going to become in the future. It's a good young man. I think he's trying to do the right thing. I don't know him like that. Hey, Ola, hold on 1 second. Let me play this for myself. Stop the cap. I don't know him like that. But anyway, this is what he saw. Okay, this is what he saw, and he decided to slide in the DM. And I think there's a screenshot that he shared somewhere. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I can't find it now. I think he said something to the effect that I like the way you move. Okay, this one right here. I'm going to pause it right here. So there's actually the screenshot right here. It says, I love your dance moves. I don't know if you guys can read it. Oh, you can. Okay. I love your dance moves. Thank you so much. And God bless you for the song. I really like it. I don't know what he said after that. I can't see it. Let me see. I can't see what he said after that. They blocked it. Anyway. But he found a wife. So good for him. Good for Moses Bliss. He found his own body. That's what I want you to think of in terms of this. In fact, the topic of this segment that we're going to end with today is how to be a good woman for your man. Okay, because you're going to find a lot of misleading commentaries from people that don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're using common sense on how to be a good man for your man. They might tell you don't be a body. They might tell you, and then a lot of men that are yielding towards this kind of message, they will come back later and say, can you at least be a body for me? My wife and I were watching, I think they call it the Aunt Game or something on YouTube, where some bunch of men and women, they were meeting each other. And they had one conservative girl like that. I'm trying to see if can I find this? I'm not sure if I can find it to the Aunt Game, something like that. I know they're heavy on TikTok. And yeah, they're like, they do like a game, like a love game show or something like a dating game show, something like that. I think this might be it. Let's try to see if we can find it. It's called Nonce Mirage. That's the name of the person. Wow, 433,000 subscribers. Okay, yeah, it's actually right here. Okay, this show right here.
Sorry, he's okay. Have you guys opinion?
Mama,
have you
wait. No, it's like 40.
Hold on.
40 years
Can you give us this? It's okay.
We do
Give us the cost of your outfit, sir, please.
Okay, my shoes.
All right, so this show right here, I'm going to try to scroll through because I know there's one conservative girl that came there, and they were now asking. I think they asked her if she would be a body for her husband, and I'm like, wait, why do you want her to be a body for her husband? Yeah, this chick right here. See this girl? So a lot of them were drooling over this girl. They loved. She's a good-looking girl.
8 over 10. Can you take her? She looks like someone you can take home to mommy.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so they love this girl, like almost like a lot of them. They absolutely love the girl. You guys know this show? Not to say this show is trash, right? And then one of them like, will you be a body for your husband? I'm like, why would you want her to be a body for her husband? This is exactly what you're going to get. No, but it's okay for her to be a body for her husband. These men are 32, 38 years old. No, they're not babies. This is their mindset. This is why. City, I said, damn, Ola, you watch this trash. I said in passing. You notice I was trying to remember the name. I didn't even know what they were named. But you found the show very immature. A lot of them are immature, childish, and they are made for them. But when you watch this kind of stuff, you see there will be blabbing a lot of. There'll be a lot of brain fart of their actual mindset. Okay, so this is actually the first one ever that I will see. But just from watching this, just for cruise, I'm like, wow, no wonder. Some of these men, 26, 27, 28, 38 years old, they're going to end up in a marriage. These mindsets are real. Okay? When you call something comedy, there's because some level of truth. There's elements of truth in them. Okay? You check them out, you'll laugh. But then you will see the real deal as well. You know, so this girl anyway, she's conservative, and one of them was like, oh, are you going to be a baddie for your husband? And that was the point I wanted to extract from that, right? No, she's not going to be a baddie for you. No. She can be your own baddie. It's completely up to you. So you will see a lot of women even trying to give advice and say, be conservative. But actually, when they say conservative, it's a very subjective thing to say. And if it's somebody you respect, you might just be confused after the advice. That's probably the best you're going to get out of the advice. And this has nothing to do with real life. If a person is attracted to you the way you are, they're attracted to you the way you are. Not particularly just a function of your physical presentation, but everything, your energy, your vibe, there's everything that goes into that. And that's what that's the only thing that's going to last and stand the test of time. And that's all you need to focus on for the most part. Of course, you should look presentable, right? Before people get to what's inside you, you should look presentable. You should be presentable, right? And of course, if it's not in modesty, in general, people might want that for short term. Like if you are carrying a BBL around, how many people saw the picture I posted the other day? If you carry that around, that will make a man like, damn, right? But he doesn't necessarily want to wake up to that every day, obviously. You know, so just keep that at the back of your mind when you're receiving all of this different advice on the internet. All right.
No traces.
I am muted, but thank God I haven't spoken too much. I'm trying to play Moses Bliss. So even Moses Bliss, what I talked about, God. So you guys probably missed all my comments about Wale Jano. This is Wale Jano. I'm going to read it to you again. He said, I've been seeing lots of posts about people saying that guys are going for simple girls. And I laugh in, should we tell them? For every girl you see that looks all innocent, what you don't know is that there is an inner Cardi B or closet Nicki Minaj somewhere. Men are very sexual. This guy is a pastor, but he's a pastor who likes to dress up in Fendi and stuff. So Don't be shocked. It shock you. Many of these ladies that you think look innocent are skilled in some level of Kama Sutra. They will shock you. All right, so not the Kama Sutra. Are you serious right now? Hold on 1 second. I'm still dealing with cold, so I have to mute sometimes to ease myself. Anyway, yeah, so not the Kama Sutra, Jesus. So I was trying to play for you. I said I didn't see I basically don't see I don't see Moses Bliss and Kama Sutra. They don't go together for me. In fact, when he was about to propose, he was speaking in tongues. I'm going to play that for you right now. This guy was proposing. This video, by the way, is about to hit 1 million views. This video proposal. Let me play this for you.
To seal it. I didn't know what else to do to make this day special, but I just thought I should do this. I have my ring here already, guys. Let me open it.
All right, so that and Kama Sutra, they don't go together, but maybe that's the point it's making. Maybe in the bedroom, in the other room, it's a different picture altogether, right? Yeah, I get it. I get it. But yeah, shout out to Moses Bliss and for giving us a weekend to kind of breathe a little bit from all the divorce news and all that kind of stuff, you know. So that was what Wale Jano had to say about it. But Solomon Bucci also, I don't know how he ended up in this conversation with some virginity stuff talk. I'm not sure how this happened. Okay. I'm not sure how we ended up in virginity. But before we continued, let me come. I know you guys were saying no sound. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm back. I saw a chat my husband had with a friend when we go married, and the guy was teasing him. You will like Nyash, marry woman without Nyash. And his only response was, give her 4 years. Oh, yeah, some people, not everybody, right? Some people will just go without water. All right, we're gonna finish in time today. So if East Africans are liftable, let me go find second wife there, Biko, brother Ben. I shock you. You go shock you. Your wife they watch this thing.
He shock you.
He go shock you. Why are you lifting them to, sir? You're taking this comment section somewhere else. Leave the church boys alone. Okay, I should leave the church boys alone. They have what they do. They know what they do. I think generally it's extremely challenging marrying a celebrity. The pressure is always high. Faithfulness is constantly tested, and sometimes the society expects the woman to accept BS. That's a fact. And that's why what you just said is why somebody actually got dragged. Toyosi, Efyong's wife, Team Efyong's wife, he actually got dragged for what you just said. I'm going to play that in a second. Church people can be funny sometimes. It's a spiritual engagement. Church boys loving the streets. Listen, he loved that dance. That dance that girl was doing, he was dancing it to his music. But that was Davido's dance. Okay, can we all stop the cap for a second? That was unavailable.
Stop the cap.
That was unavailable. Right? Can we be honest? But you know, the gospel people, they even do it better. They do it better. Go and watch all of Tim Godfrey's music video. It's, you know, I am convinced that some of those women are for the streets. But may God help us. Yes, in the church. I need this laugh. It's healthy. Oh, cool, mama. Bro, Ben, we will not defend you. I'll be the one I'm now. But let's talk about Solomon Bucci. He has something about virgins. You know, I guess Solomon is some kind of I think he claims he used to be some kind of church boy. He's no longer a church boy. Something. There was a video interview he was doing. It's no longer. He's changed his mind. He used to also be a feminist. He's no longer a feminist. I don't know. This young man is trying to figure his way out. But anyway, he said virgins have the lowest divorce rate. Virginity is a proof of discipline and focus. Life coach Solomon Bucci educates a man who asked what's special about marrying virgins. Okay, so I guess he married a virgin. What's that song from Tenny? I'm not a virgin, no. I'm still struggling with code. So Mavuti is very annoying and always talking non-stop and should stop. Someone's like, make me stop. Will you keep quiet? Do I have that here? I think I do, right?
Will you keep quiet?
Since I don't even know where I'm lifting person to, can't even lift my madam now. Can't even. Rabbi, stop talking right now.
Nigeria don't report so at you go I will call you.
Oh God, I beg. Was Solomon Akinde a virgin before he got married? You know, his wife was a virgin, you know. I'm not a virgin, you know. First question, is he or was he also a virgin? Ni suru obìnrin. Ni suru dear. Dear now. Let me read the whole thing for you. You know, Mr. Blog Nigeria sometimes will put that screenshot and we might be taking him out of context. Let's see what he said. He said virgins have the lowest divorce rate. No, so some guy said, I don't know what's so special about marrying a virgin. Well, if you're asking that, if you're saying that, there's a good chance you're not married to a virgin or you don't value the idea of virginity, right? But and then they put a smiley face at the end, a crying smiley face emoji. Anyway, virgins have the lowest divorce rate. Women who married as virgins have a 65% chance having a very happy marriage than their non-virgin counterpart. When it comes to sex, less experience is better, at least for the marriage. Institute for Family Studies, okay? 71% of men who have only slept with their spouse reported satisfaction. This is men, okay, not women now. So he's balancing it to dear. That 71% of men who have only slept with their spouse reported satisfaction with their marriage. That would make sense to me, you know, just even at basic bare minimum common sense level, right? While 64% of women who have only had sex with their spouse say they are happy in their marriage. Wait, in the marriage or in sex? Satisfaction with their marriage or sex. Those are two different things. Let's continue. Women who have had 6 to 10 sexual partners were 13% less likely to report marital happiness. For men who have slept with more than 21 partners, they were 15% less likely to say they were satisfied with their marriage. Non-virgins are projected to suffer more economic lack, low self-esteem. They are projected to suffer more economic lack, low self-esteem, academic failure, and bad relationship choices. Okay? In this pornographic world, virginity is a proof of discipline and focus. It's wrong in so many angles. It's so wrong in so many angles. But not the stats, obviously. You know, the stats is the stats. But how you interpret the stats is everything. It's like how you respond to life. It's everything. It's the same thing, right? Anybody can pull a stat from anywhere or a scripture from anywhere and use it to manipulate you and justify the bullshit that they already have biased behind their mind. Okay? This is just another example of that. And I'll break it down. Okay, I thought I was going to finish on time, but I'll take some time to break this down. It should be the other party that revels in sexual promiscuity. In this pornographic world, virginity is a proof of discipline and focus. If anyone should be embarrassed, it should be the other party that revels in sexual promiscuity. Should is a fantasy world, it's not the reality. Okay, he's talking about what should be, and what should be. When people dictate what should be, this is basically coming from their own bias. Okay, this in no way, shape, or form is designed to shame virgins. Being a virgin is a honorable thing to do. It's to a large extent, it's you could call it self-control to a large extent, but only to a certain extent. You can't call yourself self-control when you've never really experienced what the test is. You can't say that. That doesn't make any sense. You can't say you're not a diamond if you've never been through pressure, right? Or gold if you've never been through fire, right? It doesn't exist. It's a honorable thing to say, hey, I held myself. I fasted for 3 days yesterday. I fasted for 7 days yesterday. I was seeking the eyes of God. I wanted to pray to God. I wanted to have some quiet time, solitude. That's a good thing for you, right? That's a good thing for you. But please don't compare yourself to people that are sleeping inside of a lagbon with no food and they have to drink each other's pee. It's not the same thing. These things have levels. Anyway, let me continue. There's nothing shameful about marrying on a clean slate. I agree with that. There's nothing shameful about that. Most sexual problems in marriage stem from past sexual experiences. That's false. Okay? That's false. That's just false. Lastly, even if there was no benefit of virginity, we ought to stay virgin till marriage because God commanded it. This is all you should have said. And then you speak to your audience. That's all you should have said. The rest of it is just a gumbo of nonsense attached to some real stats, some real studies. But studies are studies. We don't know where they get the samples from. We don't know who they're talking to. We don't know if they extracted the samples from TB Joshua's church. Abi Baba Adeboye's private ministry somewhere. I don't know where they got that stat from. Right? But this is the family. What's the name of the organization? Institute for Family Studies. Like, stop. Okay? We're still living in a world where Donald Trump is about to win again. Okay? So stop the cap. Okay? Lastly, even if there was no benefit of virginity, okay, so God is wise. I'll rather follow him than follow the bandwagon. Stop trying to ridicule virtue just because you lack it. All right, so if you could be ridiculed as a virgin, maybe you should just go and do it, because it's going to get tougher, Again, it's a honorable thing to do if you want to do that, but please manage your expectations around the idea of virginity. I did leave a comment here apparently. It said, this interpretation is misleading. There is more to the story. If it worked, everybody would still be doing it. With that being said, kids remain a virgin till marriage. It's cute. All right, so Daddy Free says, where did he get the stats from? He said it now. It says Life of Family Studies or something like that. Then somebody said correlation is not equals to causation. That is a fact. That's a good point. Statistics 101. Somebody said, make I know talk. I know 6 virgins, 4 got divorced. Okay, so he's wrong in all types of ways. I've missed so much of your comment. Let me pardon my manners. Okay, pardon my manners. So sorry. Let me come to your comments because we're better off engaging in that way. This is why I'm still protecting my virginity to avoid people like Soloma Kinde. Wala. But I've been. Excuse me. I just used that skit cough. I don't know what I said that was so true. Lubaton, this comment section is on lit today. It is. What I miss now? What is it? Okay, here you go. Virginity doesn't even guarantee happy marriage. They're not related. Not in 2024. They might have been related maybe 20 years back into the past. The further you go into the past, they might be related in somehow, some way, because society made it a thing. But everything we correlate is also a function of social orders. And today it's just a different ball game. And for as long as you continue to educate from that standpoint, you will miss the people. You will miss what's actually happening. You will mislead a lot of people. Okay? It's no longer enough to quote a Bible scripture and expect people to just follow it without spelling out what's the value in it for that individual. It's no longer enough. It's no longer enough just to quote scriptures at your teenagers and expect that they won't want to test out the waters. You need to come up with better arguments for them to wait as long as they can. There are some more tangible, more meaningful, real life benefits for them to not test the waters until they're actually ready. Then you can add that to your faith, but make sure you spell out the faith part and say, this is our faith. But in reality, there are diseases out there. There's so many things about this. When you do this, there's certain conversation you need to have, but make sure you're having that conversation from a standpoint of value. Value being in the eyes of the beholder, not your own value from 60 years ago. So you're either a virgin or promiscuous. That's basically what he's saying. That's completely disconnected from reality. It just doesn't make any sense. There's nobody's reality, even those that are inside church, even those that were disciples of TB Joshua, that can claim that that's their reality when you cut across the board. Okay? And being happy sexually inside a marriage is a function of skill set. It's not of that nonsense that he just put together from the scriptures and stuff. It's a matter of skill set. Your skill set, particularly about being able to stay on the same page with another human being for a prolonged period of time. You know, same principles that are timeless, but not just from your moral bias. Okay. Tracks. He married her for Japa. She married him because she has low self-esteem. Jesus Christ. Yes, what's the statistics for fake virgins? I hope this guy knows there are procedures, surgeries out there. We don't know. He probably doesn't care. He probably doesn't care. So he's a coach. I think he's just coaching from a very inexperienced standpoint, and he will learn with time. You know, he will learn with time. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. Let's ask Israel. Wahala. Timiladi, why are you like this? Why are you like this? Yeah. So I think he's wrong. Stop trying to ridicule virtue just because you lack it. Yeah, of course, somebody supported it here right now. So his last statement was designed to shame that man who clearly doesn't care. He's just looking to drag you, and he fell for it. Just another opinion to Shalaye. But he's a content creator on Twitter, so I guess he's just doing what he does. Though these days there are studies to support anything, but we can agree that this one, even on a commonsensical level, is very likely to be true. You know, see, so it's not that it's not true to some levels, it's just one out of 2,000 other factors. That's the issue with this type of rhetoric. So the only thing you can tell people is to work on themselves where they are today. If they already broke their virginity, you're not helping them by telling them that the only way to have a happy marriage is to be a virgin. Majority of people are going to fall in that category. You're not helping anything. You're only making the virgin feel better than what the reality is going to be. That's all you're doing. You know? Now, should you encourage virginity? Yeah, not to adults, but kids, you know, children. And give them, again, have that speech from a value-based standpoint. Not just some random, do it just because you're supposed to. No, but people are not falling for that anymore. I don't know if you're waking up, right? And rightfully so. You need to have some real substance value behind what you say. Why should people wait as long as they should before marriage? Because it's honorable. It's a honorable thing to do. This statistics is false. The interpretation is off. The interpretation is to be based on where they collected the samples from. Okay? Now, in the grand scheme of things, this will pose another question. This is where you might think I'm on the fence a little bit. Does body count matter? Yes, duh. Because I keep saying it here. If you for every breakfast you collect, there's trauma that comes with it. Trauma, emotional trauma. I'm not talking about spiritual stuff. Emotional trauma. I'm not talking about what do you call it? Soul ties. Just basic, not basic. It won't be basic. The effect of it is not basic, but emotional trauma for everybody you thought you were going to spend a lifetime together with, and then you break their heart or they break your heart. That becomes additional baggage that you take to the next relationship, because naturally you will look over your shoulder a little bit more, and it's very hard to live in bliss with that kind of mindset. If you overdo that, obviously that's going to tamper with the idea of romantic relationships. If you're not patient enough to spell that out, you shouldn't be teaching people romantic relationships in this time and age. It's not going to work. Don't let the truth needless hurt you. Stop feeling threatened by the truth. All right. So who is telling the truth? Truth tellers. There's a person here. If it's the truth, you wouldn't need to help it. There's a thesis I'm looking at on the screen right now. There's a big old thesis here. If it's actually the truth, you shall do nothing for. You shall do nothing against, but for the truth. The truth is undefeated. You don't have to help it. It's the reality. If a man or a woman think they have the full chest to go out there and be sleeping with everybody, and they will have a happy marriage, they will find out. But I don't think it has anything. That's the symptom of other issues going on. There's a reason why somebody is sleeping around and thinking that they're going to find happiness in the number of people they sleep with. Beyond virginity. It's not a virginity conversation. That stuff is deeper than virginity. And no, virgins have not been tested in life. There's only so much you can give them the credit of, oh, it's a self-control. There's only so much. Kudos to them, right? But there's only so much. Some virgins are virgins because they don't have the full chest to do what they really want to do. Abi, should I say it louder? Can you all stop fighting the truth just because it hurts? How is it hurting? Right? It's obvious that being a virgin as a man or woman, or worst off, one or two past sexual partners, will have a great impact on your level of sexual fantasy and create satisfaction. It's too generalized. All this stuff is too generalized. When you go into a marriage, you need to learn that it's a skill set. Okay, you need to learn. There's some things you need to learn in order to satisfy your partner over a period of time. It's just what it is. You can't wrap that up into virginity and oversimplify it. That's an attempt to oversimplify it. It's worked for so long. It's going to work less and less and less. There are virgins that are struggling, okay, with a sexual partner inside of a marriage. That's the reality. Yes, so truth. So that's what I want to know your opinion on this. Let me know what your opinion on this Solomon, which I think you guys have given it already. But I think Solomon, I think I've listened to some of these things I have to say. I think he's balanced. He's okay. I think over time he will get better. I think one thing I noticed about him that is a moving target too. It looks like he's changing some of his rhetoric here and there somehow, People are getting kidnapped and unavailable every day, but Nigerians are more worried about virginity and modest wives. Wahala. So this was his attempt to basically preach modesty. I think you can preach modesty. I think everything in modesty. I think the sweet spot is always somewhere in the middle. I think extremes are terrible. I think extremes don't work in general because you can't put human beings in a box. That's simply the truth. You cannot put human beings in a box. It will always backfire. Human beings are a moving target. You have to remain a student of this experience for the rest of your life. All right, so Toyosi Etim Effiong, she got dragged. Okay. No, but before we move on to Toyosi, I think, let me see here. Jesus Christ, this epistle. Okay, yeah, I think we'll cover that already. Just want to make sure we're covering what we're supposed to cover. Okay, couple more. All right, almost done. So Toyosi got dragged. Toyosi is the wife of Etim Efyoung. I've listened to Etim or E-Team or A-Team Efyoung. I don't know. You guys helped me here the other time, but it is a failed attempt. Yeah. That's how Israel was looking for virgin church girl. He still entered the mud last, like exactly, more fresh. You need to look beyond her. Virginity is cute. She says she's a virgin. Awesome, beautiful. Get to know her more. There's more to the story. Okay, that's good for her that she's a virgin. If you're a virgin, it's probably gonna show in your outlook. It's gonna show in how you present as a leader. Okay, it's gonna show in your confidence level. So hopefully you're overcompensating in other ways. Okay, because women are generally attracted to leaders. It is what it is. So what does that mean? Ola, why are you comparing virginity with leadership? It's not the virginity, like I said, it's not really the virginity, but there's something about you that walks a straight line, and you probably don't want to offend people. And if you don't want to offend people, that's very tough to put them in the same box as a leader. It's possible, but it's very tough. That you just don't offend anybody at all. That's very tough. And oftentimes you don't have to open your mouth. They can just see it in your energy. Have you ever seen that guy? You just know that he's a virgin. You just know. Regardless, he could be 45 years old. You just know. You ever seen it before? Okay, maybe it's just me. Let me just stop the cap. I'll just stop the cap, okay? Oh, Lord. A lot of these so-called virgins are overly experienced sexually, and many suffer with porn addiction. That's another thing, because that's easy. That's right there on their laptop, in their browsers, right? That's a real one. That's a real issue with even men under 35 now. That's actually a real issue. Yeah, because those are the top rated websites around the world for a reason. Okay. Oh, 18, right? 18. Okay. Discipline. Stop policing people's private parts. Stay focused on your own and what he's doing and not doing. You gotta take the conversation beyond. We gotta start taking the conversation beyond. Even sex itself is a function of the biggest organ. This is the biggest sex organ in the human body, right? And it's just lame at this point to continue to attach it to people's faith. Okay, it's just lame. Let me see. Yeah, so we have let me see. Yeah, this one right here. Am I sharing this? Yeah, I guess I'm delayed. All right, so we have an Ed team. The wife was dragged on this same matter. Why I was initially scared for actor Kunle Remi and Tiwi's union. And she wrote a whole epistle. She said, this couple is special to me. Tiwi has been my aburo, that means my younger sister, for much longer than I've known Daniel. And when she told me about Kunle, I can't lie, my heart did wish wish. Because I know firsthand. Okay, so Toyosi is the wife of Etim, just in case I didn't mention that yet. I know firsthand about the uniqueness of this kind of union. I think somebody mentioned that in the chat earlier too, right? The attention and affection that this fine boy, hand rubbing, chest showing, sunglasses wearing, lip licking screen guards receive is not for faint-hearted spouses. And that's where the fear stemmed from. But over time, following multiple conversations and observations of their interactions, the fear has subsided. And now I'm just happy at how happy and intentional they are and how beautiful the ceremonies looked in the pictures and videos. I love you guys so much at Kunle Remi Official, and I speak God's covering over both of you. That is all she said. That was all she said. Is there anything wrong with what she said? She is speaking from experience, yes. My Momo friend told me they were not allowed to have sex, but they did everything including grinding and oral. Facts. That's a fact. Talubiri story low. Go Rex. Hold on. Go Rex said, who is asking her for a story? Wala. right? People are drooling over her husband, right? So she's speaking from experience now. Yes, it was her experience, and that experience is all going. Okay, so we all project to a large extent, right? We all project. So let me see here. So do you guys feel like she was overdoing, being the weekend of the wedding, being the actual weekend of the wedding? Was she overdoing? She should have at least waited a little bit, or she's so close to them, maybe she didn't need to say anything at all. What do you guys think? She should have just Oyibo. Emi Ogbo Oyibo more. Jesus Christ, I'm struggling. Pressure.
Everything I do, I will. So pressure to what?
She should have said anything about a couple that she's close to. Is she overdoing it? What do you guys think? She should have just shut up there. Who asked you a question? Nigerians were not feeling it. They were not feeling it. I see somebody here. Chiye, is this you? No, some Chiye remark. That's not her. Somebody said, just say congratulations and move on. It really sounds like you've been spoiling his name to Boluatiwi, but she eventually didn't listen to all your BS. Face your own marriage, ma. Let him they try. Ha! That auntie don't collect. Woto.
Sorry,
Oh my God, that was a lot. That was a lot. We all project. Okay. We all project. It is what it is. So I said, if Aburo types this kind of message about my relationship, I feel Aburo, clearly this person does not understand Yoruba, but you try. If Aburo type this kind of message about my relationship, I will unaburo the person. Not everything should make social media low baton. See, as much as this is why I don't support the idea of dragging social media or calling them barbarians, I think media is media, and media is not your mate. They will say the mind of human beings. The best you can do with it is look at it, and there might be some lessons there. A lot of them act like barbarians. There's no qualms. I mean, no doubt about that. But also look at it. They might be saying what you probably need to know. I say it here all the time. If you talk too much, you tell on yourself. Right. And it's kind of difficult when you're a content creator. If you're a public person, sometimes you want to put your mouth inside matter, right? Someone said, why is the lie? Marrying a fine boy who isn't a celeb self now work. Someone said, in a nutshell, she's saying marrying a guy, especially if he's a public figure and has got good looks, means you need to be well grounded in yourself, because women openly show deep admiration and affection in these men, and naturally you will think otherwise. However, you'll be able to handle your emotions well if you're well grounded. She made a good point there, right? But again, there's always a good point. It's not every moment that becomes a moment of lesson, right? You have to know how to read a room. You have to know part of your social intelligence is timing. Timing is everything. Why timing? Because we know that what you're going to say is probably going to help somebody, will make some sense to some people, but the timing can be off. Even if you are right with everything you said.
Well, you're right.
Okay, even if you're right. Big mouth WhatsApp group. No, she wasn't overdoing it. Not to say no, she didn't overdo anything. I beg, Chinye said, right? She had some lessons there, but we have to look at how the people responded. Until bro, Gorex is not feeling you guys. Gorex said you guys are wrong. She said, does she know if Tiwi still wants to be addressed as Aburo by her? Wahala. Oh God. Hey, what's going on right now? Welcome. I missed this part. Got busy. But the boss. You're so right, Gorex. That statement, Aburo, is sometimes used to undermine someone they regard as below, beneath. Then, well, she's coming from behind. because she has been in the game for 5-6 years. She just had a second baby or something like that. So she was trying to help. There's no question. But remember what I always tell you. Good intentions, for the most part, they end up in the poto. Why? Because timing can be off. You gotta pay attention to that. You gotta pay attention. So just say congratulations and move. Yes, sometimes if you see somebody celebrating, you might see it as an opportunity to lecture and lesson. If you know them personally, it's probably always best to say congratulations and keep it moving. Okay. You see, this person says, please read to understand. She actually means well. Yeah. Good intentions. That's not good enough in real life. I'm sorry for all the good intentional people. Comprehension, she actually meant well. You see them, they're everywhere. I've read this over and over again. Nothing is wrong with the write-up. You people should take it easy on her. And is it? No, there's nothing. She's actually absolutely right. As far as her is concerned, she's right.
Well, you're right.
The timing is wrong. The timing is wrong. It should be all about the celebration and nothing that remotely has any negative connotation should come into that space. And what is the negative connotation? It's not you that means negative. Other people can interpret it as negative. Even the simple stuff as aburo, people are taking that as negative, right? You don't control them. They are reflecting on what you said. And for every one person that's reflecting on that, as that aburo has like some kidney to it, multiply that by 10,000 people that feel that same way, right? And it's just a lesson there that, hey, just because you have good intentions or because you see a moment of lesson does not mean you always have to take it, especially when personal people are involved, especially if you're going to claim their personal friends, especially if you're going to claim or somehow come off as you have their personal phone number. You could have called them and say this directly to them. At the end of the day, it starts to look like, okay, you're using this sweet moment to catch cruise, and you will find enough people that won't appreciate that. Somebody said this is what you say within your group of friends, not on social media. You got to manage social media. You have to. Okay. I swear, marrying a fine, hot partner isn't for the faint-hearted. There's some good lessons there. But again, unfortunately, the dragging overshadowed everything. So she got dragged. Woto. She did. Clearly, this girl is aburo to a lot of people. She seems much younger. She seems like she might be anywhere from 22 to 24, 26 most, you know. So she's young. She's young. But let me see. I think Toyosi said something to respond to the people that have been dragging her. Natu already said it. She said the big mouth WhatsApp group. This is Toyosi. She had to come back and say something. She had to say something. Gora say, if anything happens to their marriage later, people will come back to her statement, even if Tiwi is the one at fault. Yes. You gotta watch what you say because your words are powerful like that. Not spiritually. I'm not talking about spiritually. Just some of these real examples we're talking about, right? The Toyosi, she says, I forgive and release everyone that wrote offensive comments about me online yesterday and today. Okay. Excuse me. She said, I forgive and release the blogs and platforms that may have incited those offensive comments with the wordings of their headlines and captions. I think this is a journal. That's just what it is. 1. I will not stop sharing my stories, memories, epistles, as and how I feel. All right. She's still right, by the way. Included in my wonderfully complex fabrication is the DNA of a storyteller, and storytellers tell stories. Oh, she's a storyteller. This is Gorex. You have to give her a pass. Gorex, you have to give her a pass. It's because she's a storyteller. You have to give her some kind of pass now. Enjoy.
We go explain because no evidence.
She's a storyteller. Come on now. Number 2, I will not stop writing and talking about Etim Effiong, her husband. After my redemption through the blood of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is the best gift God has given me. All right. This is PDA at best. She's still right, by the way. I still think she's right. The timing is wrong.
Well, you're right.
He's a good man. He doesn't stress me. He comes home at night. He puts food on our table. He fears God. On top of that, he's fine. He satisfies me deeply. Read this once again. He makes me laugh. He apologizes when I'm hurt. He takes responsibility for his actions. He's talented. He's hardworking. He's from a good family. I could go on. Through an army, though an army may encamp against me, my heart shall not fear.
We go explain because no evidence.
All right. I can't. She's still right. She's still right. But the timing is wrong. Timing is wrong. Timing is everything. You know this in the corporate world. You know this. You should also know this in relationships. You should also know this when it comes to power talks, self-power, social, seduction, attraction, emotional intelligence. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. Your intentions are overrated. Overrated. What did I say? Your intentions. Straight in the poto for the most part. You just have to know this for your own, and forgive yourself and move on. Instead of forgiving the blogs and all those people, what I really wish you could do is just forgive ourselves. We've all slipped, here and there and make mistakes, and we keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep it moving. It is what it is. It is. So we gotta keep it moving. If you find yourself in Poto, you gotta keep it moving. You gotta get up. All right. We fall down, but we get up. It sounds like this right lady storyteller is composing poetry. Okay, I get it. If you don't get it, forget about it. What's going on, Gracious Greatness? How you did? Good to see you, my guy. Good to see you, man. Oh God.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
Right.
Gee, what did I do? I didn't do anything. She was talking. It's no more forgive and forget. It's now forgive and release. Particularly yourself, as fast as you can. Okay? As fast as you can, because what did I do? I didn't do anything now. I didn't do anything. But this is real life. This happens in real life, He's going to be fine. She's going to be fine. Not he. She's going to be. Toyo C is a strong one. She's going to be fine. I'm sure she learned her lessons. But let's talk about this, another one of our girlfriends here. Dorcas, she's a baddie. I think she's most people's definition of what a baddie is. And she said, some Deborah, somebody who is verified here, that's only $15 a month, by the way. I haven't chosen to give $15 a month to Instagram yet. I don't know if it's worth it. But modesty is the glory queens wrap themselves in. And Minister Moses Bliss found himself a queen. Wow. Modesty is the glory queens wrap themselves in. And Minister Moses Bliss found himself a queen. Modesty equals to 1, nudity 0. Congratulations, sir. And somebody answered and said, you people should stop this stupid hype. He's a church boy, a chorister. Do you expect him to marry Miss DSF? That's the name of this girl in Fendi, by the way. She's a Instagram industry baddie. And this guy just out of nowhere just mentions her name. Do you expect him to marry Miss DSF or Bobrisky? That's just now Chinye, this person is wrong. Okay, and Dorcas came there herself and said stray bullet everywhere. Now this person is wrong. Jesus Christ. Okay, so come on, we expect that, you know, that Moses Bliss will be with a church body. That just makes sense. But yeah, people don't collect since yesterday. Anybody who consider themselves a body, they've been collecting since yesterday. You know. All right. Let me see here. So this auntie right here, Sandra Edochie, the ex-third wife of Yul Edochie, allegedly, she had something to say. Not Sandra. Did I say Sandra? I meant Sarah Martins. She said she had something to say. All right. She said, I was married as a virgin at the age of 19. I am still a loyal, submissive, respectful, hardworking woman. Getting married as a virgin will never stop you from getting a divorce if the need arises. If you know good for your health, quit. Some of us are totally different from what we portray online. I agree with that 100% with that. There are many people that are different from what they portray online. Although, keep in mind, we will always judge you by what you portray online. Please don't come to us and use that as an excuse for anything, okay? I'm speaking on behalf of men now, okay? What you portray online is exactly what men should believe, okay? Stop the comparison already. The fact you got married to a virgin shouldn't be an avenue to talk down on other people. We're all unique in our ways. You know when he said, just because you lack the virtue, that was basically shaming a whole generation of people. And if he's a popular figure, right, he too, we shall not be tired. He will basically always come off as offensive, and people will just come there to drag him. They will never take him seriously because he doesn't know how to be diplomatic in some of those rhetorics. He calls it, I'm a truth teller. I have to tell the truth. Anyway, we're all unique in our ways. And yes, I was married as a virgin, so was the jubilation. So what's the jubilation about? All right. I see a comment here. I got married for the first time as a virgin to a Yoruba guy. I was very young and naive. He took advantage of my innocence, cheated on me severely, got another woman pregnant. I saw Shege Banza. After 5 years of tolerance, I found myself and took a walk that changed my life. Today, I'm married to a king that knows my worth and treats me like a queen. So a woman who feels that way, they married to a person that they were not virgin when they married to that person, right? And imagine saying that woman will not come out fruitful. You're probably wrong, okay? Now, to be fair to him, he was quoting statistics across the board. But that's the problem with statistics. It's a terrible way of teaching, you know. You know, if you're not going to break it down, then don't quote statistics because you're probably going to be wrong, you know. He was quoting statistics, meaning he's not talking about people's personal anecdotal experiences. So by default, there will be people that may be called the exceptions to the rule, right? But they're not exactly exceptions. There are about 8 billion people here. If you have at least 1,000 of those kind of people, that's not exactly, you can't call that exception. You can only call it exception on paper in math, but in reality it's not. Okay, that's enough people for you to, if you're going to be a public figure, you have to be responsible with how you deliver your message. Because most of you girls don't want to be submissive to your husband, wahala. That's why you divorce every day. But so this one is saying it's not virginity, it's because you don't want to be submissive. So listen, stray bullets everywhere. Anyway, everybody wants a virgin. Everybody wants a virgin. So that's what Auntie Sarah Martin had to say about the whole saga. As you can see, this is a big conversation, bigger than I thought, as a matter of fact, you know. D-Lo say DFS. Is it DFS or DSF? I'm confused. Anyone. She's fine as hell. I think she's a beautiful girl. Oga, that's my Stizo. DSF, Oga, that is my Stizo. What is Steez? Help me. Oh, that's your Steez. It's like a crush or something? Gracious greatness. Who is DSF Biko? She's a DJ, MTV, actress, some like that. I'm thinking going to check her in Tottenham. What as that MTV show she was on again? Was it Sugar? I think she was on some MTV show on YouTube. I will look her up. Okay, in that case, I'm not only a baddie, I'm an online bad man. Explain with no evidence. Gracious Granny, you did all right. APC Bishop also quoted statistics. Remember, he did research. Not the APC Bishop Ekene. Are you serious? For those of you that are not in the group, I did post something that you guys missed out on. But if you want to join the behind the scenes conversations, you can join us at lolaanola.com/WhatsApp. I posted something back there, some statistics about the APC Bishop Ekene. If you want to go check it out, But that's how you get into the WhatsApp group. Yeah. So okay, yeah, so she was on Sugar. Okay. All right, so that's Sarah Martin. That's what she had to say. Let's talk about we have 2 videos to review before we end. We must end in the next few minutes. Okay. So I'm gonna bring one of your favorites to the post to come and help you all here.
But I want to say on this video, this narrative is wrong. Leave a man's shadow alone. Leave men's shadow alone. She said these beautiful women are not Instagram baddies, but their husbands are. Kunle is an Instagram baddie. The other guy too is an Instagram baddie. How come men are
even Moses is an Instagram baddie
and they be married? When it gets to a woman's turn, let's also get it that we have men that are conservative, and a lot of Instagram baddie women have married conservative men. Let's stop all this narrative and stop putting young girls into unnecessary pressure. Just because Kunle got married and this guy got proposed, see how you want to paint a certain narrative. You are saying these women are conservative. Do you know them? The artist just posted his proposal. You have never met this girl before. You just saw her part her virgin hair. A lot of Instagram baddies do virgin hair, and you concluded that they are conservative. You have never met Kunle's girlfriend before, Tiwi. He just posted their proposal, posted their traditional marriage, and suddenly there's a narrative. They are conservative. They are good girls. Do you know what they do with their lives? Just because people post content doesn't make them bad people. Just because people create a certain content. I'm going to use myself as an example. If I want to get married, I'm not going to marry an Instagram baddie. It is only natural some.
She used herself as an example. Let's continue.
Men that are social butterflies like to marry conservative women, and women who are social butterflies like to marry conservative men. This has nothing to do with Instagram baddie. I think it's you people that just like to put a name to this thing. As a woman, it's okay to be. It's okay to want what you want. It's okay to do what you want to do. Somebody said go and ask Israel DMW. He did not marry Instagram baddie. He has been speaking English for us. Let's stop all this narrative so that you stop stereotyping women. There are some men that want Instagram baddie. Lace your full frontal. Don't let all these talk people. Just because Kunle got married and you have swept the narrative. There are so many women that are Instagram baddie that are married reserve men. Why did you not make video of that?
That's a fact.
And be telling men, okay, men, we are seeing that a lot of women, women, married men that we least expected. When Regina Daniels married Ned Nwoko, was he an Instagram baddie? A lot of women have married men that are not baddies. Why do people have to be putting pressure on women? Why women? Why women? Anything they do, you people find something. Okay, women should not dress up again. You people now want to give us a certain narrative. Slim girls are winning. Lipo girls are not winning. Virgin head. Oh no, please. Be yourself. Remember, these women have discovered themselves. Whatever Kunle's wife wants to, that's how she likes to be. It's her personality. We still have a lot of pretty, slim girls. Imagine Kunle's wife posted herself naturally. You would have been the first person to call her. Imagine Kunle was even posting her as a girlfriend. Let's assume when all the while that they were dating, Kunle was posting his girlfriend. You would have been the first person to blame her. You would have been the first person to put in the comment, Kunle, which kind of girl you date now? That's why men keep their women. It is still you that pressure a lot of girls to go and do lipo because you bought him. Suddenly, because it's marriage. It's just because it is marriage. All of you are now forming. If some women want to keep virgin hair, it is only you that will say that they are looking untidy. If some women decide to come natural like me, you are the first person to call them. If some women decide not to wear makeup, come with their natural face, their breakout, and be themselves, and because only you, we still drag them. Suddenly, because this one is wedding and proposal, oh, you're going to Kechileke. Just because Kunle got married and this lady got engaged. You put that. But I want to say on this video, this narrative is wrong. Leave a man's shadow alone. Leave men's shadow alone. She said these beautiful women are not Instagram baddies, but their husbands are. Kunle is an Instagram baddie. The other guy too is an Instagram baddie. How come men are permitted to be baddies and they be married? When it gets to a woman's turn, let's also get it that we have men that are conservative, and a lot of Instagram baddie women have married conservative men. Let's stop all this narrative and stop putting young girls into unnecessary pressure. Just because Kunle got married and this guy got proposed, you know, see how you want to paint a certain narrative. You are saying these women are conservative. Do you know them? The artist just posted his proposal. You have never met this girl before. You just saw her part her virgin hair. A lot of Instagram baddies do virgin hair, and you concluded that they are conservative. You have never met Kunle's girlfriend before, Tiwi. He just posted their proposal, posted their traditional marriage, and suddenly there's a narrative. They are conservative. They are good girls. Do you know what they do with their lives? Just because people post content doesn't make them bad people. Just because people.
Wait, as she started repeating herself, I think she did, right? Anyway, so in fact, after I listened to this, I couldn't disagree. Oh, thank you, Jare Chidima. I couldn't disagree. I just had to put like a target thing there because she made some good point there, you know, because I already felt that way with the whole comparison to Instagram body. I think those are the least. Ultimately, I think those are the least of the things that people should be worried about when it comes to relationship. You're going to attract yourself anyway. You're going to attract what you're going to attract. It is what it is, right? So if there's anything you can do in order to become a good woman for your man, if there's any such thing you can do, it has to be done on yourself. It just focus on yourself. Don't compare yourself. Don't try to figure out what a man wants. The last thing that a man wants is a woman who is always trying to figure out what a man wants. I want you to listen to that carefully, what I just said. The last thing that a healthy man wants is a woman. I just had to add the healthy thing because there are men that will absolutely think they want something and then they will end up in divorce before they realize that's not what they wanted. But a healthy man, the last thing that they want is a woman who is always trying, is doing everything to figure out what a man wants. What a man wants is your confident self, a woman with a healthy self-esteem, a woman who loves herself, a woman who has self-respect, a woman who will not let the same man walk all over them anyhow because that's what they are listening to. A lot of people push this submission rhetorics just all over the place. Okay? That's what you should focus on. That's how to be a good woman for a man. Okay? It's not virgin air or whatever she called it. It's not, we can look across the board. Yes, you're right. Generally speaking, conservative men will not want a body with BBL multiplied by 3 times, something that doesn't look proportional or look like a human being or has 4 corners. Most men just don't want that. But I think men that don't want that they don't even know they don't want that. They just don't look that side. She did BBL. Okay, she did BBL. Okay. What does that have to do with me? Okay. That has nothing to do with the kind of guys we're talking about. So it shouldn't come into the conversation. What you should be worried about is not that you shouldn't be a baddie. If you want to be a baddie, there's a reason why you want to be a baddie. If you stop being a baddie because you have a guy that you are eyeing, that you want to get with, after you get with him and the scene finish don't enter, you will now want to be baddie again. The moment he makes a mistake or he mishears or he said the wrong thing, your moment of where you can give some sacrifice and compromise, you will start thinking about maybe I should be a baddie again. You want to find yourself. Because it was never, being virgin air person like Moses Bliss Baddie and Kunle Remi was not who you were. You were trying to get something. The easiest thing for you to be is be yourself. And the next easiest and the most fruitful thing you can be is to become a better version of yourself as you go. Right? So I want you to make sure you draw a line there. There is being yourself. There's also becoming a better version of yourself. Some people want to be themselves. They don't want to grow. That's not what I'm talking about. You have to have room for growth. Because that's, if you don't want to grow, if you don't want to grow up, if you don't want to have some growth, that's you pushing against nature, and that will backfire as well. Ziggy Sandy said, I think women should be authentic self and you find your person eventually. That's what healthy men want, your authentic self. If you're a baddie, the man that wants a baddie, they are marrying baddies, so don't get it twisted. She's right about that. They are. Okay? Now, what the numbers are, I don't really want you to care too much about the numbers because there are 8 billion people here. The numbers in the grand scheme of things tend to not matter. You want to be who you want to be. It will backfire if you're trying to be something else. Okay? Now, if you want to be a better person, if you grew up one day and you say, you know, I've done too much body, I have lashes, I want to tone down, I want to be a little bit modest, it's too much work. If it's coming from an authentic place, of course, why not? But you'll be doing it for you, not because you want a certain type of man. Okay? This is what I just said is easier said than done. It is complex, I understand. But just keep your mind at the back of what I just said. There are men who would have seen Moses Bliss' wife dancing like that, and just because she twists waist like this and says she's not conservative enough. There are men like that. So it's a very subjective thing to make a declaration on, especially if you don't really know these people like that. It's very subjective. Very subjective. So one last video and then we'll end today. It's one last video that I found on TikTok. Some auntie also wanted to preach, and she, in fact, I'm gonna make this smaller so you don't read my comments. I want you to I want to hear your thoughts on this, your personal thoughts on this, and then I'll talk after that. All right, it's on TikTok. I don't know what her name is. Her name is Rachel Vabenri or something like that. I'm gonna play this right now.
Couples here, all I see is transactional 101. You are the one who is looking for love. You are the one who is looking for somebody that will marry you for who you are. Men are not built like that. I have told you, stop watching Nollywood, stop watching Bollywood. You will not hear. You think it's all about modesty? You did not see the powerful women? Your eyes will clear. Modesty without wealth is what? Poverty. Modesty without education is what? Poverty. No man is going for your filthy modesty if you cannot offer anything. Are you there? Men have been standing on business from time immemorial. It's not going to stop today. Marriage for young men is much more than modesty and love. You guys to support. You guys to bring something to the table. If you cannot bring something to the table, your family has to bring something to the table, or your passport has to bring something to the table. Hey, somebody say amen. This particular move is common among young men who are trying to start a family. They are not going to go for your praying warrior ass if your family is not well to do, or if you yourself, you are not like a PhD or BSc holder. You see this Moses case now, dual citizenship don't show for them. At least you're not going to carry Nigerian passport worker. And our brother, at the other hand, I'm very sure that his wife is also a dual citizen. What happened? 2 + 2 is equal to 4. Oh, it's because they do. Shut up. See, when it comes to marriage, men only involve themselves in transactional relationship. You are the one that is looking for love. Who sent your daddy? Wake up, come off it. I just pray, say, make Kunle no mess up. Because connection don't dig ground. Financial support is sure. Oh, modest girls are winning now. Are you from a wealthy family? No. Do you have a dual citizenship? No. Are you highly educated? No. So you do not have these 3 qualities, and you are looking for somebody like Mrs. Bliss. You are looking for somebody like Kunle Remi. You think it's about modesty? It's much more than modesty. Oh, I can never be with a man who asks me what I bring to the table. You do not need to ask these females, these their wives, what they bring to the table, because it's obvious what they can offer at the table. And most importantly, to the men who are feeling pompous and feeling special, that, oh yeah, modesty, come here. Are you aware that you can never be in a relationship with this kind of women and still be the head? Only possible. Oh, my worship one. Miss out. You don't want to lose. You don't want to fuck up. All those behavior of you calling your woman, where are you? Come on, bring my kids home. I don't want to see my kids outside. These are not the kind of women you can try that nonsense with. I think enough is a word for the wise, or a word is enough for the wise. Pick your own and do what you like with the information. Thank you. You see these 2 couples here? All I see is transactional 101. You are the
all she sees is transactional 101. That's all she sees. All right, now that's what she sees. That doesn't mean that's what the reality is in those relationships, right? That's just what she sees, right? Chinya said that's a lie from the pits of hell. While I somewhat agree with that, saying only transactional is generalizing. Ziggy, you've been paying attention. I appreciate you for that. Everything she's saying, the only thing she can claim in terms of her being right.
You're right.
The only thing she can claim is that that's what people are doing today, right? But we also know that the reality is 50% of divorce out there. Maybe that's why they're ending up in divorce. Because they keep thinking of marriage as some kind of transactional stuff. So she's saying a lot. And a lot of people are agreeing with her. A lot of people are agreeing with her. Because whenever you see a video go viral, I want you to know that there's a level of truth to it. That's why it's hitting home, right? But there's also usually that 20% poison, or maybe even less, that you need to be aware of. Thinking of marriage as transactional is just dangerous, okay? But she's talking about what is happening, right? She talks about, do you have money? Do you have a career? Or do you have a blue passport or a red passport? You bring something to the table. Well, a lot of people are marrying for those reasons. Guess why a lot of those marriages are also ending, right? So she's not wrong, but maybe she's spelling out something we have to pay attention to. But what is the end result of what she's talking about? Let's continue.
The one who is looking for love. You are the one who is looking for somebody that will marry you for who you are. Men are not built like that.
So earlier on, we talked about be yourself. She's literally kicking against that right now. And she's saying marrying for love is a no-no, right? Just put love. Because she already said transaction is the winner. Put love on the side, okay? So are many people doing that today? Yes. What is the result? Your guess is as good as mine, right? Don't worry about love. You want to do love, don't worry about love. Let's continue.
I have told people, stop watching Nollywood, stop watching Bollywood. You will not hear. You think it's all about modesty? You did not see the powerful women? Your eyes will clear. Modesty without wealth is what? Poverty.
Now, again, she's right, because we already talked about that. This idea of modesty is a subjective thing to a large extent. It's a very subjective thing. So make sure you're not listening to those advice in absolutes, right? Because what's modest might be you look dusty to the kind of man you're looking to attract. And, you know, but because you're not even being yourself, you're collecting what double dose, right? The kind of man you're looking for finds you dusty, and then you're not being yourself, right? But she's also in this same sentence kicking, like, she's very small thing she said there, right? You want to be yourself, don't be this. You're essentially trying to be yourself. Now, this wig that she has on her head, there's a lot going on under it. I don't think that's the shape of her head. Is she putting a wig on some type of shuku or something? What is going on? Jesus. Let's continue.
Modesty without education is what? Poverty. No man is going for your filthy modesty if you cannot offer anything. Are you there?
She's right about that part.
Men have been standing on business from time immemorial. It's not going to stop today. Marriage for young men is much more than modesty and love. You guys to support. You guys to bring something to the table. If you cannot bring something to the table, your family has to bring something to the table, or your passport has to bring something to the table.
Now, that's a good advice. You have to bring something to the table, as long as we're not talking about somebody asking you on a date and asking you bring something to the table. Or what do you bring to the table? We're talking about just in general. Should you bring something to the table? I hope so. Of course, you should. There's some kind of value that somebody's going to see in you, but the value is in the eyes of the beholder, right? So what this person see and what they like is not what the other person see and what they like, right? But you see that the social media is trying to actively put all of that into one box and create a formula of what you should bring to the table. And that's always going to continue to fail. That's why this oversimplified, generalized advice are going to continue to mislead a lot of people. Let's continue.
Hey, somebody say amen. This particular move is common among young men who are trying to start a family. They are not going to go for your praying warrior ass if your family is not well to do, or if you yourself, you are not like a PhD or BSc holder. You see this?
All right, so if she says modesty and love is not enough, being a PhD holder is not enough, just because you are the daughter of Otedola is also not enough. There's so many things there's no one single thing anywhere that's enough. But there's one single thing that's enough. Emotional intelligence can go a long way, because that's going to help you in every other area, right? But there's no one single thing that's enough, right? And you also know that emotional intelligence is not a stagnant thing. It's a moving target, right? But that's going to teach you a lot about what you're attracting, the result you're creating, what you're looking for, right? Having a PhD, how many girls do we know that have PhDs that are not married? How many do you personally know? Or even personally, right? So that goes to tell you that just like love is not enough, quote unquote, whatever she means by love, modesty is not enough, yes. PhD is not enough, yes. Being Otedola's daughter is not enough. We know that from a fact, right? From what we can see, we don't really know, but from what we can see, right? What else did she say? Having a blue passport, red passport is not enough. So exactly what is enough? Dilo say, I kind of agree with her about the ladies bringing something to the table. These Naija boys are not playing with you. Listen, it's always been that way. There's nothing new about that. That's the issue with some of this rhetoric. It's always been that way, okay? But it's never been that way that men are just going to date to ask you what do you bring to the table. They just can kind of tell if you bring something to the table already or not. If they're not sure that you bring something to the table at all, that's more of a deeper issue with that man than the actual table or whatever you bring to the table. But we've had that conversation here multiple times. Let's continue.
Moses case now, dual citizenship don't show for her. At least you're not going to carry Nigerian passport worker.
So she's saying it's because of dual citizen that she's basically saying it's because of that. She's basically discounting the possibility that this woman might actually have good character and very attractive traits that Moses Bliss finds that decided. She's discounting the possibility of that. And she's just making a generalized statement. Say, hey, That red passport is the reason. That's what she's saying. Right? So now you walk around town, every time somebody talks to you and they're interested in you and they smell good and they look nice, and you just kind of find out they don't have papers, your mind could just say like, Mrs. Bliss, no, I don't want, I'm not interested. I don't want my head to be used, because nobody's head wants to be used.
And our brother, at the other hand, I'm very sure that his wife is also a dual citizen. What happened? 2 + 2 is equal to 4. Oh, it's because they do. Shut up. See, when it comes to marriage, men only involve themselves in transactional relationship.
I hear that a lot. Is false. Okay? There is transactional as a mindset. There's also transactional when you actually try to act it out and you're looking for anybody who only do give and take. That always backfires. That will always backfire. There's a transactional as a mindset. There's a transactional as the end goal. Eventually, you want somebody to reciprocate love, right? Eventually, if you're not getting that, you're going to get drained. That's the eventual, right? But to lead with that and to be teaching people to just move because men move that way, that is false. Men sacrifice all the time. Men give their all the time into a relationship where it's not, quote unquote, you bring something to the table. They just like you. That you might actually have a doctorate, you might be a medical, they just like you because they like you. There's something about you deeper than anything aesthetic that attracts them to you, right? And still today is happening. And this is why a lot of men are hurting when they don't have the skills to stay in a marriage and they come back and they say, I gave everything. And they're angry. Ask Tyrese. Okay? When they've given everything and they expect that if they tell you to do, sit down there and you don't sit down, you have an opinion, they have a problem with that. They're shocked. Right? So, I just want to be careful with some of this stuff.
You are the one that is looking for love. Who sent your daddy? Wake up, come off it. I just pray say make Kunle no mess up. Because connection don't dig ground. Financial support is sure. Oh, modest girls are winning now. Are you from a wealthy family?
So the modest girl are winning thing is false. The Kunle will mess up thing is also false. Kunle will, as a fact of life, mess up. Moses Bliss, as a fact of life, will mess up. I hope they know what they're doing when they do mess up. Because on the other side of the mess up is greatness. I hope they know what they're doing when that happens. Inevitably, it will happen. It's just a fact of life. It is what it is. Okay? So, now, this kind of person will see it and they will be like, oh, sorry, baby. What's up? Huh? What happened? Okay, so sorry. Go get some quickly. You know what time it is. My time is up. All right, so when she now sees that somebody messed up, she's like, I knew it. It's because of the blue passport. Whereas everybody will mess up at some point, right?
Dual citizenship? No. Are you highly educated? No. So you do not have these 3 qualities, and you are looking for somebody like Mrs. Bliss. You are looking for somebody like Kunle Remi. You think it's about modesty? It's much more than modesty. Oh, I cannot.
So I think she's encouraging people to be better better version of themselves. I think that's what she's trying to say. I guess I just think there's a lot of poisons within what she's saying.
With a man who asks me what I bring to the table, you do not need to ask these females, these their wives, what they bring to the table, because it's obvious what they can offer at the table. And most importantly, to the men who are feeling pompous and feeling special, that, oh yeah, modesty, come here. Are you aware that you can never be in a relationship with this kind of women and still be the head?
All right, so that's another thing. She said, are you aware you cannot be in a relationship and still be the head? Any healthy relationship that's going to stand the test of time over a long period of time, we're talking about marriage, most conventional situation, I'm not talking about the exceptions to the rules. Someone's going to have to be the head, just like any other organization. Somebody's going to have to be held accountable and responsible for all the bad things that happen in that relationship, all the good things that happen in their relationship. Somebody's going to have to take, somebody will take the credit part of society and be held accountable when things fall apart. It's just a reality. That means somebody will be the head. That is a default. And when somebody cannot be the head, it just won't last. There's a high likelihood it won't last. Okay, so again, generalization here. And then the idea of asking to be the head is what you can talk about. When a man is sufficient enough, when it's the man is supposed to be, he doesn't really need to ask to be the head. Everybody just kind of yield to him, and they enjoy being able to yield to him. So she's been listening to too much manosphere stuff, and she's discombobulating it in within this, I guess, nice advice to become a better version of yourself. Go to school, have something to bring to the table. I guess that's the only thing you can control. If you don't have a passport, go to school. If you can't, you're not Otedola's daughter. That's completely false. All of that, that's so misleading.
Possible. All more worship winning. Miss out. You don't want to lose. You don't want to fuck up.
She said you'll be worshiping those girls because you don't want to mess up. That's what you end up. You can actually be with those kind of girls and you don't have to worship them. She's wrong. She's generalizing. This is projection at best. And how do I know it's projection? Well, people are going through whatever she's going through and they can relate with her. And a lot of them are agreeing with her. She's shaking tables. This beautiful marriage only happened because there are 2 passports, or $10 child, or they became a PhD. That's all false. Like, you can just look around you see that that's a false conclusion.
This behavior of you calling your woman, where are you? Come home, bring my kids home. I don't want to see my kids outside. These are not the kind of women you can try that nonsense with. I think enough is a word for the wise, or a word is enough for the wise. Pick your own and do what you like with the information. Thank you.
And Ode to Kunle Kutumalo. So I did leave a comment here. I left a comment there. Let me see. I'm rounding up. I need to round up now. I didn't know it was going to take this long. I guess we had too many things to react to. No head and everything is transactional and forget love. Sounds like divorce to me. Right? So at least I didn't say it's not happening. It sounds like divorce to me. But I see all the applaud in the comments. Continue. They play. Somebody said, I'm a man. I'm not looking for any girl to give me anything. Just be a wife. See, that's a good point that person made. There's a difference between being a wife or actually being a wife and all this PhD, being Otedola's daughter, or having blue passport and red passport thing. That's some of the things that a lot of the ladies are missing. All right. If you're a wife, none of those things you're doing for yourself. It's just like virginity. You do it for yourself. You have a PhD, good for you. Your Otedola's daughter, good for you. You have blue passport and red passport, good for you. Okay. Yes, a man can benefit from it, but in the grand scheme of things, when you're talking about marriage, we got to think a little bit deeper than that. Why can't you marry for love plus quality? Right? Good question. It's a fine balance between love and what the husband and wife bring to their bouqueting wedding table. All right. What did I do here? I'm trying. Hello, are you weak shaming her? I'm not. No, I'm just saying something's going on with the weak. Okay, is that what you're saying? I was just wondering. I was curious. Young lady, Loriro, stop watching Nollywood and Bollywood. Love must die, as it glues everything together plus everything else. A lover baby girl like me. Which one is a lie? What did she say that's a lie? I mean, there's a couple of things there. You know, you go fall flat for ground with give and take. Yeah, give and take is just, you'll be disappointed as soon as possible. That's all. She's actually being exclusionary and classist because of passports. LOL. Young lady, I better go sit down. Half truth, not the whole thing. Yep. Well, definitely a lot of things missing there. If you're both actively dating each other with full intention, you don't need to ask what they bring to the table. With time, you will clearly see the value and decide of it line. In fact, I believe that if you're already spending time with that person, that is more than enough value for you to build on top of. Okay? That is more than enough to build on top of if you're already spending time. Because if you want to know what people value, look at what they spend their time or spend their time around. That's what they value. Not what they say, not what they're running their mouth on. Okay? It could also be an ideology, right? She's wrong about the dual citizenship of Kunle. Kunle studied in America and has been in and out of US regularly. See, I'm sure enough people will tell her that. Moses Bliss is the one I see as an opportunity of we have to go that route. Moses Bliss is a superstar, a rock star, beyond, above, and beyond. That young man does not need a blue-red passport. I can tell you that right now for sure. Okay. So are the loosest of girls winning the contrast or perspective on modest girls? Yes, that's what she's trying. She's just trying to water down the whole idea of modesty. Modesty has values to it. It's just that we're also telling the people on the other extreme to just calm down because they're generalizing, right? But she went and flipped all the way to the other end. And you know how that goes. It's just the same thing. It's just my own be say, let me wish them a happy home. That's it. Let's pray for God's guidance and protection over the union. Amen. I don't see any red flag from the outside. Obviously, we're looking from the outside. For both couples, I don't see any red flag from the outside at all. But I don't know them enough to even. So that statement is probably, you can discount it all you want. I don't know them. Alex Ekubo did not worship Fancy now. And Fancy would fall into the category of this woman. Thank you. Please, now all $10 relative get money. That's a fantastic question. Gorex. When you are linked with a rich person, people just assume that you're linked with a rich person. But let me leave it at that. My throat, everything is burning. It's like, I don't know what's going on. This thing is like I heal a little bit, I go back and forth, I heal a little bit. But we must work now. We must work now. Yeah? I'm telling you, man. So it's she made some good, I think the point she's trying to make could have been made, because I made that for the most part of this video, which is all that modesty stuff is subjective. Don't let anybody push you into some modesty is the key. No, being yourself and then remaining an avid student of becoming a better version of yourself over time is how you become a good woman for your man. Okay, because what is going to find the most sexy about you is something they can't really quite figure out about you. It's the way you carry yourself, some kind of confidence about the way you carry yourself. You know, that's what is going to find sexy. Because confidence is sexy. Okay, everything else, you know, is here or there. It's neither here nor there. We don't know. And people marry fine people, you know. Chingy said, hola, ginger, garlic, lemon, honey. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna add. I already had tea and lemon, but I probably should add some honey and then ginger. I think that would do it. Anyway, yeah. So that's how you become. And the same advice. Yes, it's an advice. It goes for men as well. How you become a good man for your woman is. Be sure of yourself. Be a confident man, right? Don't be asking for submission and trust and respect. Don't be that guy. That is a lame behavior. Okay? The more you ask for that, the more they lose respect for you. Just be sure of yourself. Okay? The same advice goes the other way around too. But obviously, it looks different between man and woman because of our social construct and what that means when it comes to the differences between the genders, you know. But please, I think those two couples, I think they are perfect. What we saw over the weekend is perfect. But now they are starting the school. The school is starting now. Right? They get the certificate in the beginning and they start. That's how it works. They get the license in the beginning and then they start to learn. And I hope they know that. Okay? But whatever position you find yourself in life, whatever your status is, appreciate it. That there's some self-discovery that's necessary in the present status where you are right now. And that's what you need to be focused on. And when you're focused on that, you will find that people might want to be around you a little bit more, and then you decide that you have some choices to make. When the timing is right, you will know. Nobody will have to teach you. Nobody will have to teach you. Is the weather? My sinuses are going crazy. Yeah, my voice is actually seizing as I'm talking to you. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm gonna go ahead and take care of it right away. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of Una. Thank you so much. We'll be back here at 5 p.m. for another Prestige Happy Hour. I'm trying to gauge the timing. You know, we just did 3.5 hours. I'm really trying to keep it to 2 hours, but it's very hard because there's so much lessons. And actually, what we're doing is working for the platform, so I don't want to pull back. But at most 3 hours, you know. So we went a little bit over time today. But I appreciate all of you now. And by the way, there's no sponsors for the show. So when you're coming tomorrow, make it a point to bring $5 tomorrow, so that we can inspire other people as well. More so we can inspire other people. But at this point, I think it's necessary that I do a quick shout out to all my sponsors. Let's see, More Fresh, Life with Natu, Adesoa Film Girl, Open For by Tima. We miss you, Tima. I know you're watching replays. Show Mama, Corex, D Love, Yes TV. You know, I appreciate all of Una and everybody that has hit the like button on this video today. I appreciate you. On your way out, make sure you're hitting the like button. Okay, Gorex, thank you so much. thank you, I appreciate you. Yeah, make sure you're hitting the like button on your way out. And if you're brand new here, go download the books. It's at manofprestige.com. Okay. All right, on your way out, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.